uncle in here, man. You got your boy Champ, the guy who everyone loves. You got DJ Vegas, the guy who works for the league now. Do me a favor. I'm gonna keep putting these tweets in here for you guys.
Sorry, this is actually now a BagMotion stand account.
Oh my god, dude! If you change your picture, bro, ain't no way. If I start seeing a bunch of like BagMotion profile pictures in here, yeah. Yo, wait, why do I see two? Yeah, now there's two. No, we can't all have bad pictures, bro. Nah, we can't. Yo, why do I see so many bag? Yeah. Hang on, let's get Buddha's requested, bro. Buddha, what's going on, dude?
Man, come on, Champ. It's the BagMotion train, baby. You missing out.
Yeah. You hopping on the train, man?
Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm saying real quick. I've been on the BagMotion train from the beginning, way back then. Been saying that this man was going to be something nice, that he's somebody that y'all shouldn't be sleeping on. And you slowly see everybody hopping on the train. At least from the analyst perspective. Because, of course, Buddha and all of them been locked. A big shout out to, like my boy Chicago. He was the one who put me on the bag. He told me to check him out. And ever since then, it's been a wrap. So it's nice to see him doing this. This is a BagMotion stand account.
Yes, sir.
Dude, this is crazy, bro. This is wild to me, bro. I got all these stands, man. That's crazy.
The BagMotion PFP started with Glizzy earlier today because we were talking about, him getting ready for his first game. And I would have to go back and find it, but Glizzy was the first one to put it and said, bag about to get my bag. And so then I followed through with, and I said, same here. And then I changed my PFP. Then Glizzy was like, F it. He sent out a post. He was like, bag span, PFP. And then everybody started changing it.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. Wait, I thought I saw a third one. I was like, bro, if I keep seeing more of those pictures, bro.
Oh, you're going to see some more, Champ. Let's get a minute.
It's definitely 3 in here.
This is a BagMotion account.
There's a solid 20 to 30 people that have got it on actively on Twitter right now.
I'm looking at it, bro. I know they got different pictures. They got variations.
It's the bag mob.
The bag mob. Yo, this is crazy. Oh my god, Glizzy's got it too, bro. Look at this, bro. Look at this.
No, that's what. Glizzy's the one that started it.
That's crazy. I know, bro. That's crazy, dude. Come on, man. What are we doing, guys?
It's a BagMotion stand account, bro. This man, he in his bag.
Yo, where's Bag at, bro? He ran away?
Man, Bag.
No, Goofy ain't doing that.
All right, no, we're not going to keep doing this. But Champ, all you, my guy.
All right, listen. Let's talk about the bags tonight. That's what they are now. They're not the Pistons anymore. They're the bags. All right.
I think Brady might have something to say about that.
I got listen, we got a chance to watch that game. Bro, they were down 38 to like 51 or something like that. It was something crazy like that. And they came back and they won. Like, they were down. Like, that was crazy. I don't know what's going on with that whole Blazers team, man, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm not going to say Bucket's not it yet, but, like, it's just, I don't know, man. You cannot fall apart like that. That's crazy. Like, I don't understand I just really, like, a lot of teams have been blowing leads. And, like, it's, like, dramatic leads. It's not, like, a small lead. It's, like, 20 points type stuff. So, like, I'm still trying to understand this, dude. Like, it's, like, from my perspective, like, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for the Blazers. I mean, I didn't expect them to be that good, but, like, damn, dude. Like, the Pistons, though, they scared the hell out of me early on. Bag did. What's funny? Is Bag's the reason they came back.
Bag had, like, 25.
Yeah, it was crazy. No, listen. So Bag, I saw at one point had 6 points. I think it was in the third quarter. That's what I saw. And then he, like, out of nowhere at the end of the game, he had 25. I was like, this dude went off, bro. Yo, Joe, what the hell is that? I just saw your picture change, bro.
Yes, sir.
This is a BagMotion stand account.
Nah, bro. What is going on in this? Yo, this is wild, and bro, people are crazy. Y'all are crazy, dude. Ain't no way. No, I mean, dude, congrats to Bag and them, dude. I think that's awesome. They came back first game of the season.
Do they play tomorrow? No, who played tomorrow? Let me look at the schedule.
Yeah, they play Lakers tomorrow.
They play Lakers.
No, but the thing is that what was your guys' thoughts on like the reset and everything? Because like I think it was like 11-5 to start the game, and then there's like a reset. I know we saw a tweet out by Randoms kind of complaining about his PG getting the
Buckets getting a black screen.
Yeah, like what are your guys' thoughts on that, bro? Like, do you think the league, like again, like I think the league did the right thing. Like, the league had to do what they had to do. I mean, the game froze. Like, there's nothing to do. It's uncontrolled things. But like, what is like your guys' thoughts on like that whole situation?
I mean, honestly,
are you sure is Bucket having a black screen, or was he sent to a black screen because it's a BagMotion fan account? No, okay,
yes,
no.
sir.
With all seriousness, though, like,
Jesus.
Again, like, you know, technical issues were happening throughout all games. It's happened. It's understandable. But everybody was affected. All sides were affected. It sucks to really have that, and we saw some games potentially be decided by that, and that's never what you want to see. But it's a long season. I really can't speak too much on it because everybody is going to feel like everybody's going to make an excuse about, okay, they were messed up. But at the end of the day, even the winners were fighting through some sort of issue in some sort of way. So that could be it. Again, I don't have anything going on. Like, I don't have enough information to truly speak on it, so I don't want to say more than that. And once more information comes out where we can figure it out, we can let the public know so they understand. But again, both sides were going through. You saw even with the T-Wolves Jazz game, both sides are dealing with issues. So it's not just a one-sided thing. So for people to always just say like, oh, they're the ones getting over it, that's just a victim mentality. And at the end of the day, you see the ones who run the Twitter.
Mm-hmm. No, I feel it. I mean, dude, tonight was definitely an interesting night to say the least. You know, you can't control everything. Things like this have happened for years. I mean, it's expected. It's a virtual league, no matter what. Like, things happen, and I mean, I think the league did a good job at it. I mean, I know obviously that T-Wolves game situation was a little rough.
Hey, can we? If his screen went black during the game, they basically saying his screen went black during the game, and they was forced to keep playing. They not talking about the reset. I don't think.
Were they forced it? Because that sounds
really? Bro, you see the tweets, bro. He said,
listen, hang on. Are any of the Blazers players in here, bro? Some people here.
Yeah, I just want to hear from like.
Oh wait, he said we forced to play plus spread game. Yeah, I think he's saying they was forced to keep playing because he said we forced to play.
Hang on.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's a little different than lagging out.
Hang on, I'm gonna tag them.
I just want to hear from like people who actually dealt with it. Like if there's players on each side, they have to deal with issues. They can kind of give their own perspective on it.
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like it happened a lot today. I don't remember it happening this much in the past, though.
But there's been storms all up and down. Like it's just been crazy. The weather.
Yeah, I know we had resets in the past,
bro. There's another BagMotion profile picture in nah. Nah, there's a fourth one. Come on, what are we doing out here, bro? We got 4 now.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 of them in here.
Wait, there's 6? Wait, hang on, I gotta check my count. Wait a minute. What's going on?
Hold on, let me change the...
Dude, that's crazy, bro. Yo, Homie, I'm gonna say, bro, Homie, if you change your picture of that, man, oh, man.
I already changed mine.
No, you didn't.
Oh, everybody say refresh on your screen.
Yo, Homie is funny, bro.
Bro, what is
Yo, Homie changed.
I been did it.
Yo, dude, what is going on, dude? This is crazy. Yo, if I start seeing the whole chat change their stuff, bro, I'm about to lose it, bro. Nah.
Well,
I mean, this is a BagMotion stand space.
This is crazy, bro. Yo, you changed the you changed the title? What the hell?
I don't know what you're talking about, Chan.
Bro, he changed the title, bro. What is going on, bro? Man, the man's not even in here.
He doesn't have to be in here.
This is crazy, bro. What is going on, dude? I can't, bro. All right, let me move on from the BagMotion. Okay? Oh no. All right. Hang on. We gotta talk about this one.
All
right, talk to me,
They
Splash.
won though. They won.
Oh, I know they won, but listen, I need to hear what happened because I'm still confused. Like, what? All right, can you hear me, Splash? This guy getting his mic ready.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
What the
Okay,
hell
so
happened,
basically,
dude?
anybody who's in the Indiana facility, if more than 2 teams in the same facility play at one time, we just have major lag spikes. Like, it just freezes. But some of them are showable, some of them aren't showable. So yesterday when I was playing, that's why I was missing so much, because the person who's broadcasting, that's why you seen PGs in the facility shooting earlies and shit, like, they're lagging. So today, it's like 5 or 6 teams playing in that shit. So you just see everything just spiking. But what happened with us and T-Wolves was basically the last possession of the game, our shit froze when we crossed half court. And when it sped up, I had a crab while frozen. So there was the reason it took so long was the dispute was they wanted us to go off tip off, wait till it was 4 seconds left on the shot clock, call a timeout and score. And I told them I'm just not gonna load up. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Like, they finna give me a new 24, give me my bucket back. So we ended up doing it, and we just played 40 seconds. If anybody fouled out, you got a point. A bunch of just extra shit that shouldn't have took an hour long, but just unfortunate for both teams on some shit. Like, I fuck with the T-Wolves too, but like, just we sitting here spiking and shit, and like we don't get like no fun. Like, we don't get to do shit. Like, you can't just do nothing. Our shit just spikes. Like, we just should go back to Utah, honestly.
Wow.
Splash, it was
bro,
like that?
our shit was literally in there just fucking jumping. We gave up 3 threes in the first quarter because our shit just froze. And then we just got to go get it back.
Yeah.
Like, just go, because comp telling us, like, play through that shit. And I'm like, bro, that shit happened again. It was literally a play in the game where I had a wide open dunk, and my shit just froze. And I just ended up standing there. I still scored because I fucking hit a floater, and I don't even know how to do a fucking floater. Because I put my stick up, and then I just like I jumped out my chair because I was finna go spaz, and like they like, oh, you score, ho D. I'm like, bro, it's over. Like, I don't know. That's just very unprofessional. It was kind of professional how they handled it, but it was one team was gonna get like some bullshit. Like, the T-Wolves got the shorter end of the stick this time, but like that's what's gonna happen. Like, I think the Blazers in the Pistons game, somebody got the short end of the stick too. Like, you just can't control shit like that because like, why the fuck is the facility lagging in the first place? And we got 900 up, 50 down. I mean, 900 down, 50 up. Like, shit is stupid.
So y'all playing the same facility?
Yeah, all of the specific teams, like, it's like 8 or 10 teams that's in the facility on separate sides. Like, it's like 6 teams on one time, 5.
What the hell? Yeah, did you mute who the hell did that?
I did that. I tried to mute myself.
Hey, homie.
This is what happens when you have
I'm in this bitch talking to her,
finger and buttons.
Yeah. Hami muted you, bro. Like,
it's like 6 teams on one side and 6 teams on the other side, and then like for some reason, like even when scrims happening, like if like more than 3, like if 3+ teams are playing, you just have these major lag spikes. Like, and whoever has all the shit, usually the point guard connected, they just have random like frame drops, which is why like you seeing specific teams that are playing in the facility, like their point guard just randomly shoots like a very late, or their point guard just randomly shoots like just a very early. If that team is in the facility, they probably caught one of those lag spikes. But if they're not in the facility, I mean, they're just ass.
So wait. So hold on. Just speaking on that, because of course the Pacers are about 10 minutes away from you.
I don't know about the Pacers. I thought their facility was good, but they said they shit was bugging. And then another unfortunate thing that happened today was, did y'all see what happened to the Pacers in the Warriors game because they lost by 1?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I was just going to talk about.
Yeah,
that
was
was
almost
shit
worse.
like that. Like, when you talk to the league, they don't give you nothing for that. Like, because they physically like, sorry to say it, like they gonna come back to me and probably find me for this too. Like, they don't understand how dog shit the game can be, so they don't give you no type of counteractive like argument when shit happens. Like, they goaltended a green and it comes as a shot clock violation. You should just get your point back. Like, but you know, the Pacers end up losing. I just bullshit. Like, a bunch of shit just be going on in that facility.
Hey, but that been a glitch in the game.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's been a thing, but like this is the first time it didn't happen. So the 2K League like don't know how to see shit like this. Like last year versus the Blazers, I think we lagged out and we had possession of the ball in the third quarter, but we got it in the fourth because we won tip. And we told the Blazers to like win tip and then like give us the ball, and the Blazers just like no, and they was like, well, we can't force them to give you the ball. and we just had to play like shit like that. We just be like, bro, the fuck are you doing? Like, niggas is wasting my time. So that.
Hey, Splash. No, so I was just saying, like, with the whole like indie thing, is that like an indie thing, or is that something that's
an
just in
indie
game
thing because it gotta be because when you see the other teams playing versus facility teams, they like get a bucket while it be happening. Like T-Wolves that got like a good 1 or 2 threes off of it. I'm not fronting them because obviously like shit, they lag on us. I'm taking a 3 too. You feel me? But like that's how I know it's not.
Yeah, because they definitely did lag. We're watching from the T-Wolves perspective in the command center. And we saw Bear just skipped out of bounds.
That was after our shit. I caught 2 spikes. But that's just like the 2K League server. Just I don't know. It just be bugging sometimes. But the big ass spikes that y'all was seeing today, like the whole end of the game versus the T-Wolves, if y'all had my point of view, like that's just the facility. But we don't know why. And they've been trying to figure out why it's been happening because it started happening like as soon as the season started. It never was a problem. Then first game of the season started and like everybody's just spiking and shit. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, dude, we have this stuff happen every year. There's always something. I mean, there's always something every year. I mean, there's not really much you can do. I mean, the league, I'm sure, is going to try to work on it. I don't know really what they can do to fix it. Maybe try to schedule the game. I don't know if they can schedule the games a little better to where, like, there's not so many teams playing at the same time. How many teams in Indy were actually playing
Warriors
tonight?
was playing. Celtics was like playing. Pistons was playing. We were playing. 76ers were playing. And the Lakers were playing. That's 6. That's 7. That's 7 teams playing on the same shit. So that's why the spikes were so frequent. Yeah. But it was the whole facility. It got so bad, it just cut off. Like, the whole internet just cut off.
It was probably overwhelmed. It was probably so overwhelmed because we were starting games every 15 minutes. And, like,
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
Like, tonight, like, with bounce, it was crazy. Like, it's not like the other nights where, like, okay, you got, like, 2 games going on. No, you had games like every 15 minutes you had something starting up, and it was just. I mean, I can't imagine what it was. I mean, what it was doing to the internet there.
But, intervals are ridiculous, but I know why. Like I know the specific, like because it's a Thursday. But yeah, that shit was just. I just think that many teams can't play again until something just gets figured out because that was ridiculous. Because after the internet cut out, all of us like came out of the room and just like, oh yeah, we was up 6, and then we like. Shit, I think the T-Wolves scored on us while we lagged out. So what the fuck we finna do? And then, I feel bad for, like, Cha-Ching and Julian because those are the 2 that are there while it's all going on. But, like, it's just, like, the competitive shit that's going on. So, like, you just want a fair advantage, which is why I think the whole tournament should just be played in person anyways. Like, but that's what's going to happen after bracket play. So, it don't matter.
Yeah. I mean, dude. I know it sucks that you guys probably one of the better matchup. I mean, you guys one of the better finishes of that T-Wolves game, but I'm sure you guys probably have a good chance of playing them again. I mean, obviously you guys have to get out of your groups, but either way, I think there's a good chance that we could see that matchup again, or we'll see it later in the season. I mean, it is what it is. I think both teams wanted the better finish.
Yeah, we're gonna see the T-Wolves about 10 more times. Right? T-Wolves is a good team. They still got Dub. Yeah. They look nice. The new guy who most of y'all know, I didn't pay that much attention to Xbox. I think his name DJ. He looked decent, like in the flow of like their defense. So, like, we're going to see the T-Wolves. Same thing with the Blazers. Like, we're going to see them teams, like, multiple times. So, everybody going to see their matchup. It's just, like, I know everybody wants to see this matchup. It's early. Everybody trying to predict, like, okay, was it a fluke with the Jazz or was the T-Wolves a fluke? Like, I just wanted a good 4-quarter game. Like, I don't want Bear lagging out of bounds. I don't want us lagging out of bounds. Like, full 4-quarter game with nothing but, like, it'll happen soon, I guess.
That game was just – I felt like you guys were so dead even. Like, we were looking at the stat lines and just watching the game back and forth. Like, both your guys' front courts were just playing so phenomenal. Like, don't get me wrong, I think the back courts were both playing.
No, good, it was the front courts carrying.
That's a testament to the defense.
It was the front courts carrying.
100%. Yeah, y'all were swinging. Everybody.
Testament to the defense, where it was forcing them. They were forcing the corners to make
shots. Both teams had like perfect game. Like you can, if I was to hit up the T-Wolves and figure out their game plan, they saw it. You could tell both teams were even off one game. That means like we remember each other's tendencies from last year. Like both teams were forcing a hard 2 or somebody else to score besides like SplashEdition or Kai and Bear. Like you saw, like DJ got points, Slaughter got points, TB got points, Compete got 15, Follow got 10, Rhea got 18. Like it wasn't like nobody's watching the guard. So that's why like them the games I like playing. I don't like the games where like just woke up and just got 50. Like that means somebody not doing their job over there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, hey man, there's still a lot of good 2K ahead of everybody here.
Oh
but,
no.
I mean,
we're gonna let the man of the hour talk. I see him in here 6 times, and now he finally here. So I'm gonna just happily get out of here and let him talk his talk for his debut. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all again soon.
Hey, you too, Splash.
Whoa, Splash! Before you leave,
I'm here.
Since we have you, I mean, let's just go over Jazz T-Wolves real quick because it's a battle. I mean, we saw you you talking your stuff just really on the timeline. What is it like having someone like Jen next to you?
It's different because it's the first time, like, in the league, if y'all don't know, like, people were saying a lot of picks happened this year where motherfuckers was, like, getting they friends and, like, people, like, stupid. Like, we can say one Hornets. Motherfuckers like, why would Crown get DJ over so-and-so and so-and-so, and then DJ come out first game 20-20-6? Like, then motherfuckers like, why would I get Jen over, like, a Glenn been hooping, by the way, over a Glenn or over a Mooch, and then Jen dropped 40 first game? It's just like, listen, the stars in the league are the best players on the team, know what the fuck they talking about. So motherfuckers should, like, in the most respectful way, motherfuckers should keep their mouth shut to a certain extent. Like, we know what we talk about, but, like, with Jen, it's just, it give me cushion. Like, because, like, usually on the Jazz, it's like, stop Splash from shooting a 3. The Jazz not going to get up no 3s. Now it's stop Splash from shooting a 3. Stop Jen from shooting a 3. Stop Rhea from being Rhea. It's just, it makes us a more dangerous offensive team. And, like, as yesterday, like, I had a slow game, but he got 40. So when somebody is on your wing capable of getting 40, like, your point guard don't got to do much. So I know as of right now on this team, like, if I get 30, we won because he going to give me something. So that's all it is. Like, and then it's better for Rhea because, like, the more 3s that go up, the better your center is going to be. If you go paint all game, like, your center's not going to eat. So that's why I fuck with Jen. I've been my boy for like 5 years, though. So I'm glad first game y'all was able to see, like, oh, shit, he's actually good. But everybody who really know, been new, like, at the same time.
What do you think about this year's again? What do you think about this year's league build compared to, like, previous league builds?
Okay, even though y'all gonna see me on the timeline 90 times, this is the best league build we've had to date as an all-around balance. And, like, the shooting guard builds are obviously, like, to me, they're OP, but, like, they're not that gas. The PG builds actually suck. So if you see any PG going crazy, please give them credit because it's, like, the best builds are the ones for 3v3, and you can't really use them for 5v5 because they got 25 free throw. But, like, it's nothing just surprisingly OP. Like, last year, we were fading from half court and getting contact dunks. Year before that, we're going in the paint, shooting 100% smother fades. I didn't play 19 because I wasn't in the league yet. 18 was just 2K18. Like, this is probably the best all-around league build. And the thing, like, even if y'all write something, like, for the content creators and shit, like, all 5 players have to win. Whatever is the best 5 at the end of the year, not after the tip-off, not after the turn. When all these playoff points add up, the best 5 is going to win a championship. You can't win with, like, a sore thumb on the court no more. Like, last year, like, say, like, you could put a sore thumb at the 4 on the Jazz, and I swear to God, we'll still win because I'm just not going to pass you the ball. Not saying Bees was that. Bees did his job. But, like, that's how it was.
Yeah, you just tuck him in the corner.
Like, Pacers, last year, 630's dropping 45 and 15. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the court. He's just going to go get a bucket regardless. This year, it ain't no go get you a bucket regardless. You better give that rock up. So I hope your shooting guard could do something. So that's why I like the league build this year.
So with the PG struggling, do you think that it's going to be a center or somewhat of a position that's going to get MVP this year outside of PG?
It's a difference of team. So, like, let's say the Hornets. The Hornets' play style induces their center to go crazy. So then let's say the Jazz. The Jazz's play style will induce a guard to go crazy because we already have me and Rhea. Then you got, like, T-Wolves. The T-Wolves was playing an all-around game. Like, it's not just going to be Kai this year. Bear getting his buckets, DJ getting his buckets, TB. Like, it depends on what the game plan for your team is because it's not a meta right now. You're going to see a bunch of teams doing a lot of different shit because nobody has the game figured out to a T. Like, last year, every team looked the same. This year, you got teams calling a cut every play. You got teams running 2-man all game. You got some teams coming out with the big point guard, some coming out with the little point guard. Like, I don't know, but if I was to, like, put an early prediction, a center should win MVP. If a center doesn't win MVP, a shooting guard is going to win MVP. If a point guard wins MVP, he's obviously the best player in the league by far. Like, as of right now, the PGs that look nice from what I've seen, like, I know Gallo and Dre look nice. I didn't get to catch the Pistons game, so I don't know what Radiant was doing. But, like, if, like, say, like, a Gallo or Dre was to win MVP, it's hiding because it's so hard to score on the point guard build this year.
I mean, shoot, man. Maybe Bag will get MVP this year.
Come on. Don't give him that. I'll never.
Nah, man, I'm just chilling. I'm enjoying. I'm sitting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking
man,
up. This
you ain't chilling, man. You just dropped 20, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking out the window right now, man.
That's crazy. Nah, but
because I see we have Jay requesting bags here. You know, we having fun. We might have to take some of the bag mob down as some of the other people.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
get the bag
them
mob
out of
up
here.
Oh,
Yo,
man.
nah, that's not
we couldn't even get
bag
Dre
mob
in.
like that. Dre can come in. We got room for Dre. There's plenty of room.
Nah, I just gave the error code. Dre, you're gonna have to request up again.
Oh, man. No, we got to play. How's that error code? I think he just turned it on and off because there's plenty of room for speakers. You can have 2 or 3 more speakers.
All right, y'all can put a speaker up. Everybody have a good night, though.
Yeah, man. See you around.
All right,
Have a good night, man. Nah. But seriously, I have to talk about let's talk about the bag mob because they're all here right now. Bag, I mean, listen, man, you guys were down at one point. I think it was like 38-51, something like that. I know there was point differential, all this stuff, but like you guys were down by a lot of points, and you guys out of nowhere, you just went crazy, and you guys came back. Again, a lot of like scrims kind of showed this before the season, but you kind of you came out here in this game. You know, what did you guys like? What happened in this game that like kind of helped you guys come back in it?
So, you know what I'm saying? We was kind of like not rattled, but we was like upset due to the fact that we was like we had a lot of lag spikes throughout the game. Like not even just the fact that it disconnected, but throughout the game we were lagging a lot. Like we pressing and I'm lagging and we getting thrown out of position and they just scoring easily. Like we getting the ball in the air for the rebound and we like the whole screen freezes and then we turn around and we see Unguardable hit a 3. So it was really just like it was very frustrating, but we just got to lock in. We got to play through it because nothing we can do about it now. So we fought through the leg for the rest of the game. You know what I'm saying? I called my icon on a break. I called my cuts. I called my head stop. I just, you know what I'm saying? I got myself involved because I already knew that it was a situation where we had to take whatever the defense gave us at the time because like we never know. We catch.
Oh, see, I even got him now. No, but I mean, it seems like there's definitely a consistent issue with lag. I mean, hopefully they can get that solved. I mean, I think that we had a lot of bad weather too today, so I'm not saying that's the only reason, but like I definitely think that could definitely play a factor in today.
Because somebody started calling me.
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you now.
My bad. No, I said it was able to we was able to mentally lock in where we had a 26-11 quarter because of the leg spikes. It was just like very frustrating. So after we was able to like fight through that and just mentally lock in and say we just gonna play through it, like we just stopped worrying about it and we just played the game in front of us and we was able to have that 26-11 a quarter and we just locked in. It got to the point where we forgot about the spread. We forgot about how much time was going to end, all that. We was just hooping.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you guys definitely, really turning around there at the end. I think your defense really stepped up. I mean, again, I think that, like I mentioned before, you've been looking good in the scrims, and you kind of started out, I don't want to say you started out slow, but you kind of picked it up in that second half. And, I think your final stat line, you like 25 points, something like that. Like, how are you, like, I've seen some of these lockdowns, like, scoring. I know a lot of it's on transition, but, like, I mean, dude, like, how are you playing so well on both sides of the ball? Because, like, I feel like, why are more locks not able to do this?
I'm gonna just say I'm playing confident, man. Like, I'm not just trying to sit there and be no bot. So I want to make sure I get myself involved with my team and take pressure off my point guard, Radiant, man. Like, Radiant came out there, both games combined, he had 20 assists. So making it easier for him, like, we didn't even really see his scoring side yet. So making it easier for my point guard is making it easier for us on both sides of the ball. So that's the best way I answer. I ain't really trying to give out no sauce.
See. Nah. I respect it, man. The bag motion stand spaces. I mean, you got all these people. First of all, what are your thoughts on all these people changing their profile?
Bro, it is hilarious.
Much love, Noodles.
It's so hilarious because look, chill, you gotta be stopped. But what was I
bro, I'm stunned right now, bro. What is this?
Bro, he is funny. No, what was I already say though? The funny part about it was like my Zero gaming team that I played with like the whole entire pre-draft. They was all like the funniest part about it is they all got their profile picture. So when I see somebody typing on Twitter, I don't even know who's texting, bro. Like, and then they'll send a message. I gotta actually click on their profile to know who just texted what. Like, it's just funny.
Bro, this is crazy, bro. Dude, I'm just.
See, look, somebody just
as soon as they
reacted. I don't
started
even know who
doing
that
it, bro.
was.
You know who this is.
Oh my god, dude, this is too
That's
much,
my
man.
dog,
I mean,
Buddha.
listen, dude, I think the BagMotion stands might be a bigger fan base than the Fanta fans.
Nah, we ain't there yet, but nah, I appreciate y'all though, man.
Nah, champ, it's not that one ain't close.
Nah, man, but
And
like
the
I
fans
said,
go
man.
crazy in the chat.
Oh man, dude, no, it was the Red Sea yesterday, bro. That was crazy. Like,
Something.
What's up?
No, I'm saying the Phantom minions or something.
Yeah, boy.
Here's the thing behind that. It's kind of with BagMotion too. They're really a special set when it comes to displaying their games, right? Because how many people do we see that will like promote it previously days before, like Fanta and that, like how Bag do it?
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just
to be
amazing.
fair,
to
yeah,
me.
there's not many other players. Like the only one I know is Bear.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like that's my point right there. Like we have very few that'll go out to their own audience and like say, "Hey, we're playing at this time. You know, be here. Here's the channel. Here's the link. Here's where you can watch me at. Come to this time." You know what I'm saying? Like there's very few players that actually do that. So when you do, you obviously see the fans because who's the one that's following that account? Obviously, the fan of the player. So they're gonna go support.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, my opinion about that, I think that's just showing an early future of what the league can be. I think like seeing that type of effect again. I think that we have a very close like pro-am community. So like a lot of people, like obviously with like the BagMotion picture, it's people in the community. But Fanez is obviously a lot different, and you see the impact of it, and you're starting to see, even Bear. I mean, Bear's obviously building up his fan base too, but like seeing that impact and seeing like how crazy the support is from those people. I can't imagine like what the league will be like in a couple of years if these guys continue to be a part of the league and they build their fan bases. Like, I mean, dude, like we might troll about stuff like the like the BagMotion stands, but like, dude, like that type of stuff one day is going to be a reality in the league. Like people are going to have that type of stuff going on. Like when it comes to just people like being fans of players in the league, in my opinion. But anyway, I think we should move on to the next game. I know that, as much as I love the Pistons and I love everything they've been doing over there, I think they had a very good game. I mean, they came back, they turned their game around. The next game, I think we should talk about.
Before we even get finish that, let's just go flip side with Blazers because, look, I'm just saying, unguardable even through the delay, he was hooping, he was doing his thing. I mean, shoot, the dude had 29 points at the half. Can we just talk a little bit about the Blazers team? I know, we can't really go through stats because, of course, through the whole lag out and everything, it's not fully updated on the website yet because they have to go through and calculate. But
here's my thing about the Blazers. Okay, again, sorry for adding you guys to have you in a spaces. Shout out to the randoms and Bucket Man. Shout out to you guys. But seriously, I think that
yeah, they definitely did just come for your neck.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they didn't come for my neck all I want, bro. I mean, shoot. I mean, they're 0-2. I'm not. But it's cool, bro. Anyway.
Oh, God.
Damn.
Oh, what?
Anyway,
okay.
Like I said, though, I mean, I don't know how long, Bucket's going to be at the PG position. I'm not saying necessarily he played bad, but they got to switch something up, man. They got to switch something up. They're down, they're 0-2. They still got 3 more games. I mean, they got games left, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens for them. But, I mean, there's not much to say, man. It's This is BagMotion's game, man. He was the MVP of this game, bro. Like they turned things around. Again, I know it was a team effort, but overall, it was a great start for the Pistons for their season, in my opinion. But I think we should move on. For the next game. What's up?
I did get just sent the reset screenshot. Of course, granted, everyone, please keep in mind that of course this is the reset screenshot. This is not with the spread. But notable performances, of course, you had Unguardable who dropped, and again, this is the reset. He dropped 37 points, 4 assists, 3 steals on 14 of 21 shooting from the field and 9 of 14 from 3. You had Bucket, he scored 13 points, 4 assists. He had a steal, shooting 5 of 12 from the field and 2 of 6 from 3. Other notable performances, Breadwinner with 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 5 fouls on 2 of 3, 1 of 1.
Draymond sounding right there.
Yeah,
that is very much.
And then on the other side, you had Radiant with this again reset stat line: 8 points, 17 assists, 1 steal, 7 turnovers on 3 of 7 from the field and 2 of 6 from 3. EG had 12 points, 2 assists from 4 of 7 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. Bag had a nice 22 points with looked like 1 steal, 4 fouls on 9 of 9 from the field and 2 of 2 from 3. And then Ramo, he had 17 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks on 8 of 8 from the field.
Yeah, I put a screenshot of it, guys, for you up top so you can see the stats, see the numbers there. I mean, dude, this is what I have to say about this. I mean, it's clear who the primary scorer on this team is. It's unguardable. I mean, I don't know if the shooting guard builds are better than the PG builds or if unguardable is just more comfortable on that build. But, like...
Nah, bro, Splash definitely said it. And if you look at, again, a lot of people don't have access to, even looking at the builds. You can definitely tell those shooting guard builds are souped. It's similar to how last year, some of the shooting guard builds are souped. So you can, and you've seen a lot of the best performances that come from those shooting guards.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what you want to see from the number 5 overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that high for a reason.
I think that it's a good. I mean, I think Unguardable did a good job. I mean, you can't. It's kind of crazy when you let a lock score 20 points. I mean, again, he didn't miss a shot. 9 for 9, 2 for 2. Like, I don't know what's going on defensively there, but like, I get maybe there's a lot of transition buckets and all this stuff, but at one point you kind of have to get back on defense or something. Like, you can't let a lockdown beat you like that. That's terrible. I mean, they did do a good job. I mean, Radiant had 17 assists. Holy crap. I'm pretty sure Radiant has Harris knows this one, but I'm pretty sure Radiant still has the assist record. So this man's known for, is it Radiant? I don't know if Harris is
No,
here.
I think Chalk owns it now, right?
Oh, does he? I don't know. But, I mean, dude, that's just crazy to me. But, I mean, the Blazers, they have these close games, and, like, we see this a lot with some teams. Like, I feel like a lot of these teams, they have these close matchups, but then they just can't finish. Like, the league is very competitive. That's to say the least. The league has been a very competitive league this year. We did have a couple blowouts here and there, but for the most part, I feel like, even the teams that we thought weren't going to be as good are on the hot, are competing against some of the teams that we thought would be at the top end. And, like, I'm even looking at these numbers and just seeing overall, like, the fact that this team had, I mean, shoot, like, Ramo was 8 for 8. Like, they're really efficient. Like, this was just an overall efficient game for the Pistons. And to come back, that's the thing, too. Like I said, like, at one point the game was, like, 38-51. And I don't know what the spread was, whatever, but, like, just seeing that alone told me that this team had to really have an uphill battle. But, I mean, congrats to the Pistons, man, for, starting out 1-0.
The thing that I respect a lot and what's scary as hell is that Radiant is known to be a scorer. He's known to be that guy. He's just going to go get a bucket. He's not looking to facilitate. The fact that this man had 17, at least on that reset screenshot, that should scare the shit out of the league. Because the only thing you worried about really with Radiant is making – because you knew that, of course, he was going to try and shoot. He's going to chuck. You play him a certain way. You kind of try and force the ball out of his hands. But now when you have other people who on this team who can be able to hit shots consistently, you can't really do much. It's like pick your poison.
No. I mean, dude, this league, I mean, I think for the Blazers, what they have to do, I mean, I think offensively they're better than I expected. I mean, I'm not saying that like their offense is crazy, but like their defense does need to pick it up. Like, they're having close games. Like, they had a really close game with the Jazz. Like, I think wasn't that like a 3-point game? I'm pretty sure that was like a close game as well. So, like, I guess the Blazers are right there. They just can't finish. They just can't close these games out. And I mean, that's kind of something that comes, through the mental. I mean, you gotta, kind of, mentally put yourself through that, because we saw that last year with Gen G. Gen G just kept getting these close games near the end of the game and just couldn't close out. But I mean, it is what it is. There's 3 games left for them. They can still turn it around. But I think that's everything for Pistons versus Blazers. Next series that we're going to talk about, I think we should talk about this whole Pacers situation. Because, I mean, I think that's just a game. I don't want to jump around too much, but, like, that game is just, I mean, for what happened, I mean, I just want to get your guys' opinions on the whole situation. I know that we mentioned that it's been something that's been an issue for a couple of years, I guess a couple of years now. I mean, personally, like I think I saw it one other time, a while back, but it's not something that I felt like was well known. But like, I kind of want to get everyone's opinion. I know I got some speakers up here. What's your guys' opinions on that situation? Should the Pacers get like those 3 points added and like get the win? Like, I mean, they did make the shot. Like, it's not like the shot didn't go in. Like, even our commentators were shocked about it. Like, what happened? So it's like, it's not like it didn't happen, and it's kind of hard to ignore.
Yeah, go ahead, homie. Go ahead.
Now, I know that's an issue in the game, though. I didn't see it when it happened, though. Like, and then how many points they lose by?
It lost by a point.
I'm about to say it was 1 point.
Easy. Yeah, that's crazy.
If that counts, they win. Like, it's the worst. Like, I was literally like, when it happened, I was like, please just be more than 3 points, because they were getting blown out after that too. So it was like, all right, maybe it's looking good. We won't have to worry about this. Then we get to the end of the game, and now we go look back on that. And we're like, if that counted, they would have won. So
yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's tough, bro. It's just an unfortunate situation, man.
And like if I'm in league ops and I'm trying to make a decision, like, what do we do here? Like, it's tough. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, someone's gonna be upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yes, and 100%. But also, you play the game that's in front of you, right? They had an opportunity to still win. 6:30, turn the ball over. Just like the day before.
Joe, come on, Joe.
I understand. No. Look, guys, I completely understand, because situationally, it completely changes everything. Where they're going, the Warriors are going for 3 instead of a 2 in certain situations. They're not right. I completely get it, how it changes the whole flux of the game. I understand all of that, and as much as we go with what ifs, we can only go with what's going on right there at this moment. Right?
I mean, but what happened was he made the shot and
they couldn't glitched. Yes, and the game glitched, and they couldn't quit out, they couldn't do anything. So what do? You have to play the game that's in front of you.
But I feel as though if you can, you know how they change the score when you have point spreads?
What's up?
Like, that's something they should have been able to add on the score, like in the first quarter.
Hey, just real quick, like, I saw that. Like, there's no way we can justify that, bro. That's ridiculous. Like, you can't justify that they still had a chance to win. They hit it, that like, that's fluke. Like, I would literally lose my mind if that happened. So there's no way that anybody in the world can justify that. That was 3 points. They should get the 3 points. Like, it's pretty simple.
I get that, but why is the game's still going on? Like,
the game is still going on, but the game 100% still went on. But like, that's 3 points. Like, bottom line, that's 3 points. You're right. The game keeps going on, but you add those 3 points to the game. Like, there's no way anybody can justify that basket not counting. That's ridiculous.
And
there's no way anybody can justify that. It's just not. Just like season 2, I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way anybody can justify us playing 2 games where every single shot was a bounce back for 2 games. There's no way you can justify that. Instead of playing a best of 5, we played a best of 3. So I'm just throwing my 2 cents out there. Like, it has to, like, something has to be done there. And I don't care about either team. I'm going to be honest with you. They're both in the Western Conference. I don't really care. But if that happened to us, I know I would care. So, like, the right thing has to be done in those situations. There's no justification that there's game left. There's no justification of any of that. Like, there is a glitch in the game that is a bucket, and it has to be added. There's no other – no, absolutely not.
So, Jeff, what's protocol in that situation?
I have no idea what protocol is. I've never
Joe, I feel like they can adjust the scoreboard. They adjust the scoreboard during point spreads and restart games. They can adjust the scoreboard.
Yeah. So, again,
what did they lose by?
This becomes
they lost by 1 point. They get that bucket, they win the game.
Yeah, like that. That's tough. Like, bro. Like, you can't. There's no justification for that. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, I feel bad for, like, honestly, it sucks for both teams because they're in a sucky situation, especially the Pacers. The Pacers are in a horrible situation. Like, they're now, like, you're telling me that it's a best of 1. Oh, I had a call. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
You're telling me it's a best of one, and that kind of stuff can happen? Like, I'm sorry, that's not. I wouldn't be going for that. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that there should be a fight for that. I mean, especially after. Like the league, I think the league has been flexible in the past. I mean, let's be honest. What happened with the Hornets? The Hornets created a new rule where they basically got their first back after a player retired. So like,
this isn't even like that.
No, but I'm saying as like
I feel like there's something where if league ops is understanding. Good.
What I'm saying is basically if the league can like step in and do something that's never been done before, that wasn't a previous like kind of like thing prepared, like I think they can kind of be like, all right, like they can like review this, and it should be like the league has to have a review process where they're like, okay, like this this makes sense that we should add these points to this team, and the win should be awarded to the other team. I know it's a tough circumstance, but that needs to be like there needs to be reviews. Like we can't just like okay, it happened and walk away from it. Like there needs to be review processes.
It's too tough in a best of one. Like if it's a best of 3 series, I still think it's really tough. But there's still opportunity. Like it's a best of one, and you play 5 games. So if you lose a game off of some stuff like that, like that's nuts. Like the other day we were playing a scrim and we got a block and the ball went like touched the bottom of the net. And they were taking the ball out, or we were taking the ball out like they scored. Like the ball got blocked and hit the bottom of the net, and it counted as 2 points. So, like, if something like that happened in a real game, I'm literally calling timeout 100 times. We're not playing. Like, there's no way we're going to keep playing until we know what's going on. There's just no way.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. So, like I said, like I hopefully like they figure out a solution. But, like, I feel bad for them. It's a best of one on the internet. I like the lag spikes. Like, I'll be honest with you. We haven't knock on wood, we haven't lagged too bad in games. But, like, it's online. There's going to be lags online at times. Like, that's just what it is.
Well, but
like,
I agree 100% with you, Jeff. But and if that's the case, they should have said something, when it happened. Because if I do recall correctly, that happened, before halftime?
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
It literally happened on the first couple.
So,
Joe, it literally happened on the first couple of plays of the game. It was 0-3.
It was like the second play, literally the second play. It was 3-0.
Listen, this is the solution. All right, just like other sports have challenges, right? The NFL challenges plays, right? The NBA 2K League needs to create a challenge process, basically, where if something like this happens, there needs to be a challenge, and they basically can discuss it and change and rule and do a ruling, just like regular NBA refs. We do have people who make rules in the league and are in charge of that, so they can easily do this.
100%. And we have 630 here now. He can speak from his side because
the biggest thing is obviously it's clear as day what happened, and when it happened, we did mention it to the league, and the league didn't get back to us. So it's not like we lost by 1 point and then we're like, "Oh, give us our 3 points back." You know what I'm saying? We mentioned it to the league in the first quarter, like we need our 3 points. You know what I'm saying? So if we get a loss for this is absolutely stunning, bro.
Yeah, I'm stunned for you too, because that's crazy if you don't.
Because we mentioned it right when it happened to the league, so therefore, we held up our end, and then to lose by 1, and it's just it'll be a really bad situation for the league if they give us a loss for that.
Yeah, I memean, again, it's not like it's unreasonable at all. It just makes sense. I know it's a tough decision to be made, but it has to be made. They have to step in. They have to do what they're responsible for. That's a part of being, league ops in the league. Like your job that is your job. So they got to make the decision. They have to review it, and the decision will be made. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, it's definitely tough, especially because you guys lost.
I doubt they come back and reverse a loss. But I think it should have been dealt with at halftime, though. Where our points? Is we getting the points or not? But I doubt they go back on the loss, though. But like I said, I think they could have adjusted the score. So if he said they mentioned it, at halftime, we what's up? What y'all gonna do? What's up with them points? And if they say you don't get it, then you don't get it. But then what you're not getting it in the fourth quarter. You get what I'm saying? But I doubt they reverse the loss, though.
Bro, that would be bro. That would be stunning, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
But they technically won. It's not that they're reversing a loss. It's just that they did win. It's just that the points didn't count. So it's like, it's not like I don't know. It's not like it's not like really. It's like a lag out.
Nah, champ, that's not the same.
This is this is a slippery slope, though.
That'll never happen.
This is the slipperiest of slopes right here. Because
no, that won't even happen in real sports though. They just apologize for it. They would never reverse a win. Like that'll never happen, bro.
Oh, I mean, is it not possible to do that? Like, is it just like once a game finishes and like the league just like did the league the final thing the league didn't even try to like say reviewing it? Like when the game finished, there was no review process right after the game. Like, I don't understand that. Like, you can't just like I don't know the process of how games are submitted for wins and losses for the league and how that process goes. But like, whatever process it is, if this happened, like this had to be reviewed before they submitted that. So I don't know. I don't know the process of that. I mean, I think it's unfortunate. I mean, again, we have two situations tonight where obviously very unfortunate, and that being, again, this is like probably the most prominent one. And, again, there's two sides. Of course, the Warriors are going to want, the game not to be reversed, and they'll fight for that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. That's crazy.
Again, it's the slipperiest of slopes. And again, with stuff like that, again, can't really speak because, of course, we don't have the official 2K League rules and regulations to be able to completely go by what happened. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
You got it. But, so, like, slippery slope. So, we can argue back and forth with all of this stuff, but you just control what you control, in my personal opinion, because I'm just saying, like, if that happens, most teams, and we've seen it in the past, they've stopped playing. They've stopped playing to figure it out. Hey, this happened. You have proof. Figure it out.
Yeah. No.
Like in the NBA, the fixed calls at timeout and end of quarters are halves.
Yeah, I just think that this had to be something that was done live though. Like that's the only thing. Like it had to be something that they had to have let league ops had to have contacted them. That like I don't know. That's just how I look at it. I mean, that had to be something that had to be tackled right away, and it just wasn't. That's all. That's kind of comes down to.
It's all implications. It's like because now it's all because it's a slippery slope. Now it messes up seedings. Things happen. So this could be the difference of and it sucks for both sides. But this is something that needs to be handled right in the moment.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I just blame Brad Ross. He left us, and so how people say thanks Obama. Anytime anything goes wrong operations wise, I'll just be like, thanks, Brad. We miss you, buddy.
Brad.
Hope you're enjoying the next chapter. But it does end up being a slippery slope because here's why. What happens if then you set precedent for something that, oh, hey, you can change it. You change it for them. Why can't you change it for us? Because say, for example, if someone else later on in the game in this season, someone takes a shot, it's an excellent release, but the shot doesn't go in. Then you're like, hey, what do you do then, right? Are you basing it off of the actual gameplay action of how the shot didn't go in? Or are you basing it off of, hey, 99.9% of the time, excellent releases go in? So it's like, where do you kind of draw the line of this is the final verdict? Whatever the gameplay says happens is what happens.
Yeah.
So it's a slippery slope in that end. And here's another thing. The Warriors can go down and argue and say, hey, whoa, if you were going to give them the points, our strategy would have been different down the road. Our strategy would have been different down in the final minutes. We would have gone for threes instead of twos in certain situations. We would have played the foul game instead of this, that, and the other. So because you can't go back and reset life, and they're probably not going to go ahead and reset the game, I believe it's going to be unfortunate, but I would be surprised if the league did go ahead and change it because the Warriors can go ahead and have a counter argument to that as well, right? Because that's close of a game. You're going to play the free throw game. And what are you going to do?
I just want to add one thing to that. Bro, the fact that it's in the game is terrible and should never happen in a league for 2.5 mil. But if you're going to sit here and say the Pacers should just win and you add 3 points to the end, you're an idiot. Because if the Pacers thought they were up 2, why didn't they just hold the ball at the end? If they the whole game plan changes from quarters 2 to 4. Like you can't just add 3 points at the end. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation where it's like, hey, it's kind of like how since people like to compare it to the NBA. it's where the NBA comes out and says, "Hey, man, yeah, that last second foul should have been a foul. Sorry." You know, it's the unfortunate thing of life, and I agree 100%. It should not be in the game, but you know, you roll with the punches, and hopefully
that's the perfect analogy. Is like a 2-minute report after the game. Yeah, a team gets sold by some shit, but the whole game changes if they have those 3 points. If the Warriors are down, like what?
Yeah, but DT, I feel like the same way they adjust the scoreboard and restart games, they could have talked about that when it happened. And
I agree. And that's the league's fault for not addressing it right away. But to just say you add 3 points at the end.
Oh no, I ain't with that either.
That's not because, like I said, if the Pacers thought they were winning, they were up 2, they would have just held the ball and not try to score. Like it is what it is.
So you see both sides. That's the thing with all of this. You see both sides, and that's exactly thing with sports. It just sucks because the game finished. It's not like the game stopped where you can have an honest reset. Now, no matter what, some team is going to be in the wrong. Some team is going to be pissed. And now you're going to have issues regardless.
I just think that, like I said, I think the idea of a challenge process in the future, I think would at least help the league. Like, hey, like, yo, we want to challenge this play because something happened in the game. Because it was unseen. Because this will not be the last unseen circumstance ever in league history. Like, there's been so many things over the years that have happened. I mean, like, back then, like, when Tom Brady had the butt fumble, right? Like, that literally, like, it's not like that was a rule at the time. You know what I mean?
Like, think how the Warriors feel. So, like, okay, let's say the Pacers get the win, right? So then the Warriors are thinking, like, damn, like, we didn't even have a chance to win the game now because we were down 2 and we didn't even know we were down 2 type of thing. Like, what? It changes the whole game. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You chalk it up to the game, you chalk it up to the league, but one team getting a win taken away because of what the game did and what the league did, that's disgusting. No, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, question for the people. Because I don't want to talk a lot tonight because I talked all night last night. Question for the people, and then I'll go back on mute. Is this dissimilar to when a call in a real NBA game in like the last 2 minutes of the game is made incorrectly, very much directly correlates to the win or loss of the game?
No.
You can't go back and change it, but the call is acknowledged and put on the last 2 minutes.
I think it is.
Is this not the same?
No, Hurst, no.
Why is it not the same?
Because he shot the ball before the shot clock. He shot the ball.
No. But in the same way, like, but Hami, like, that stuff happens. Yeah. Again, I know it's a video game and it's not real basketball. I'm just saying, like, bad calls happen in real basketball, right? Like,
no. When that happens in real life, they review it, bro.
No. Okay, I'll bring up. Hold on. I'll bring up a perfect
not true.
scenario.
Not always.
Let me say something. I'll bring up a perfect scenario. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. Rudy Gobert goaltended Damian Lillard's layup when they were down 1, and it would have won them the game. And they didn't call it, and they came out with a 2-minute report literally the day after saying they missed the call, which that would have directly changed the outcome of the game. But you chalk it up to the game. You can't reverse something after the game's over.
Yeah, there's precedent for this in the NBA, unfortunately, for the Pacers that somebody messes up the game.
Bro, why are y'all talking about real life basketball over a damn fucking video game, bro?
I'm just saying, Sav, that is what the NBA would do in this kind of
situation. So on the 2-minute report for the league gonna say, "Oh yeah, we cheated them out of 3 points." Yeah, 52-51. Like,
not cheated, it's just there was an error.
They'll say they missed the call. Okay, Sav, why didn't you hold the ball? Sav, why didn't you hold the ball?
We thought about it, but it's like, okay, if it, like, what we got to play, but it's like it's troll though.
So you get a free shot at winning
my whole
the game
thing
in
is,
general.
bro, we mentioned it right when it happened, bro. It's the league's fault for not addressing it.
Okay, and that's on. I agree, that's on the league. But my point is, you get a free shot at winning the game in general, and then if you lose the game and throw a turnover like you did, you still win the game, right? Like that's not. No, you can't do that.
My whole thing is, bro, don't bring up no fucking Rudy Gobert, bro, over fucking 2K, bro.
But that's it's the same shit. It directly correlated to the outcome of the game, and they missed the call, and they didn't reverse the fucking game.
Okay, bro. You think a video game were a glitch?
Yeah, and here's another reason.
That's like a nigga punching the ball through the fucking net in the finals, and then they don't call shit, and then they say, "Oh yeah, like come on, bro."
Okay, so hold on, Sav. Let's say they give you the win. You don't think that's
that, bro?
Okay, you don't think. Okay, you don't think that's unfair to the Warriors? So then that means they didn't even have a shot to win the game because they didn't know they were down 2.
I mean, it's like I said, it's both sides. It's fucked up for both sides, bro. But
that's my
point.
But
at the same time, it's on the league for not responding because we said it right when it happened.
I agree, wholeheartedly agree. But that's on the league.
It's not like we lost by. It's not like we lost by 1 point. It was like, oh
no,
yeah,
I agree with you, but that means because the league messed up, you punish the Warriors. No.
So what? You punish us by like, come on, bro. Like what? Are you serious?
You go with the outcome that happened. Yes, that's what happened. When both teams get fucked over, you go with the outcome that happened. That's how it happens in real sports.
Bro, this shit is true, bro.
It is
true.
Bro,
if this shit happens to the Warriors be doing the same shit, bro.
Probably, but they probably wouldn't get a reverse.
$250K, bro. What you mean, probably, bro?
I mean, if this happened to 76ers, DT would feel the way you feel, right? It's
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be honest.
But
so
I would
agree with you.
I'm agreeing with you. I'd probably be on here, and that's why I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't be saying this, because I'll probably be on here saying this shit is stupid. But I'd end up realizing you go with the outcome. You got fucked over. You 100% got fucked over today. 1,000,000%. What can you do? Because then if you reverse it, you fuck over the other team. So you go with the outcome that happened.
Yeah,
I mean, you just can't change the outcome of any of a game. Like it just don't happen in sports in general, esports or regular sports. You just can't change that.
Yeah.
I would have quit out the game then. Fuck it.
Yeah,
but then that's a whole.
That's what I'm
different...
saying. If it happened to us, and we hit up the league and they didn't say nothing, Jeff probably would have told us to go quit the game and he'll figure it out, type of thing. But like,
Jeff definitely would have said that.
Yeah, y'all rolled with the punches. You kept playing the game. The game, if y'all get that 3 and you guys are up, quarters 2 through 4 are way different for the Warriors. So there's too many variables to just be like, add 3 points, reverse it. Like what? There's too many variables.
So for now on, you're saying if anything has to happen like this, just the initial reaction, just quit the game.
I don't think you can do that.
I'll bring this up. The Jazz. Hold on. The Jazz today. Listen. The Jazz today. What that whole scenario where there was 3.7 seconds left, whatever. Splash quit the game. He quit the game because he was lagging. And it was fucking him over. So let's say he stayed in the game and they got a shot clock. He didn't get a shot off. He would have had to live with that. Yes, because that's what happened. You can't just reverse it. But he quit the game. They figured it out. They got it back with 3.7 or whatever happened. We were in game, so I didn't figure out what happened. But that's what it is. You can't. Right now. My point is, you can't keep playing the game and like if you lose, you just be like, no, we should have won anyways. Like, no, you can't do that.
My point is we can't like every time there's a problem, we can't have players just that's the thing to quit the game. So I think again there needs to be some type of challenge process for the league if there is a problem to stop the game completely so that they can solve this issue. This is again a future thing because if every time people are quitting because there's something wrong with the game, then we just need a better solution because it doesn't look right. Again, people have badges, people have stuff built up in the game, and you guys quit because one play happened. Imagine we were late in the game, everyone we were about to have takeover, and the other team quits because this happens. You know what I mean? I'm going to be
the biggest thing. There should be a pause feature. 100%. There should be a pause feature in the game, and the game's asked for not having that. But like I said, you can't punish teams because of what the game does. I don't agree with that.
No, listen. I think you bring up great points. I do agree with you. I mean, it sucks for the Pacers. I do want to see something but at the same time, there's a lot of things at fault here. I mean, stuff like this, there's not always a solution. Unfortunately, I think what's going to happen, like you guys said, I don't think they're going to reverse the game. I have never seen that in any type of sport across the board. Does not matter whether it's video games or IRL sports. I've not seen a reverse of anything. Once the game is final, it's final. I do, like I said, I just think it's the league obviously has to make a new thing. They have to fix it. So I mean that's
well. So here's a couple of things, right? One, the reason I'm not the biggest fan of comparing it to the actual NBA is because those rules and judgments are made by human beings where mistakes happen and you can review it and make a call. Our game is based on algos and different things where they're the ones who dictate if this is correct and if this is not. And we're also assuming, unless people here know for a fact, that the league doesn't have a challenge process or review process that they go through, right? I'm not privy to that information, but I would not be surprised if the league has a idea of hey, in this scenario, these are the rules that we follow, but only if X, Y, Z happens, But yeah, the whole challenge thing, it's totally different than a regular NBA game because that's a human being making a call that you can clearly turn over. But then how are you going to do that when the game is kind of decided in terms of steals, in terms of bump steals? Where do you draw the line of, the computer acted inaccurately? You know what I mean? But
I mean, I think that's just something that obviously, like, I can't fully think about tonight. Like,
I think we're kind of beating a dead horse here too, and we
I agree.
Not really. I think it's good
because we also have. It is, but we've also been on this for like an hour, and we still have a lot of other games to kind of cover too.
I mean, but either way, I mean, it is what it is.
My heart goes out to both teams because no matter what, at the end of the day, somebody's going to be screwed over, and what do? Have them force an entire rematch and, something like that, which could be a possibility. You never know. But it still sucks because this is an issue that overshadowed really what was a great game.
I agree. But anyway, like Joe was saying, I think it is a good idea that we move on to another game. Like I said, we kind of covered the T-Wolves already, that T-Wolves Jazz game. We covered the Pacers game here. I think the next game that we should cover is I think we should talk about the Hornets. I mean, tonight the Hornets, they dropped the game tonight, but they did. I mean, the Hornets, they played against the Nets, a team that, I mean, at first I'm pretty sure the Hornets were up early in the game from what I remember. The Hornets had an early lead, and then they ended up having the Nets come back on them, and it just became basically ever since the second quarter, the game completely flipped. So tonight, Doc had 33 points. 33 points. This guy, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's averaging 30 points.
He had 32 points, so he's averaging 32.5 points right now.
Yeah.
Through two games.
Again, I mean, the Doc, I knew I heard things about, like, Doc, coming into the season, but, like, again, they lose Chalk. It's unfortunate, obviously the circumstances that happen, but they lose Chalk, and Doc kind of just, like, makes the team basically not skip a beat. So it's kind of like, it's awesome to see. I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for Curt. Obviously, there's always quite, a lot of stuff that's happened over the years, but I mean, to recover from, losing their star PG and to have Doc going off like this, I mean, dude, you couldn't ask for a better scenario, I guess. But I kind of want to get your guys' opinions, based off, again, this is another shooting guard that's going off. So, like, do you guys think that at this point, I mean, I know it's 2 games in, but is Doc possibly, like, going to end up being an MVP candidate, if, at this point? Okay.
That's the response you get when you ask that question 3 days in.
Yeah.
I guess that tells me enough. All right. So I need to ask you guys, though, like, so for this team, I mean,
we can talk about most improved if you want to go that route.
I mean,
candidate, but we're 3 days in.
I mean, yeah, there's been so many good single person games. 3 days. I mean, you got to think about Dre. He didn't have a turnover yesterday.
Yeah. I mean,
there's
just been so many good games.
Yeah, there have been a lot of, like, again, we can start with the fact of, Doc is definitely helping. You want to talk about the scoring load that they needed to replace with Chalk being missing. He's definitely coming in and helping. And then also, Tate struggled yesterday. He came back this game. He shot 6 of 12 from the field, so 50%, and then 4 for 9 from 3. He had 16 points along with 11 assists. You still had Streets with an additional 10 points. You had Steves bringing in 5, and you had Shots with 12 and 11. So this is more of like, Doc is definitely carrying his load, but the rest of them are doing everything they need to do. And it was a really gritty win. Like, and again, the Hornets. Hod did definitely struggle, only having 9 points, shooting 3 for 7 from the field. And you saw he felt the same way too. When literally, if you were watching the command center, he went right to the practice facility in the game to work on his dribble moves and work on his combination. No, but like you have to.
I know. That. That's just like dude, literally the game was over and this man was back in like the my court type thing, just literally putting up shots, working on moves, like. I mean, dude, kudos to him, man. I think that's awesome. Like the fact that that was on the broad, like I could see that. I was like, dude, what the I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was like, what is the screen? This guy's literally in the practice facility right after a loss. Like, that's some dedication right there.
Now, what I have to talk about though, and it's posted in this it's posted in the chat right now. So the Nets responded, when you don't get invited to the cookout, so you hold your own, and it's a picture of them eating together. So now, for those who might not know, the Hornets have a tradition. Every time they win a game, they go to cookout.
Oh no! Wait,
so
the thing with the car yesterday.
You didn't get that?
I did. I didn't see the picture. I just saw this now.
Champ is champ's champ. But yeah, so every time
champ's champ. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Every time they win a game, they go to cookout. And so for the social team, one, that's a great clapback. You have to respect the clapback. But I do have to say, and I have to ask you all, do you feel that this is now an official rivalry? Because you have to think that 2 years ago, the Hornets eliminated the Nets from the playoffs. And then last year, the Nets eliminated the Hornets from the playoffs. And now all of this, I feel like this is one of the, I guess you would have to say one of the true rivalries that are starting to be created in the Eastern Conference. How do you all feel about that?
I think the storyline could be there, potentially. I could see where you're coming from with that.
I mean, you got two guys.
Yeah, I see it because at first they tried to create it with Brooklyn and New York, but I don't think that worked out because it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like just trying to get the battle in New York. That's kind of like similar to the NBA. But I mean, I guess you could say that. I mean, I think that looking at this, I mean, you got two guys that both worked with the MPBA. I mean, West and OG. I mean, two guys going head to head. I mean, again, it's I think there still needs to be a lot more time till we do get those real rivalries. Like, I think there's more player rivalries than there is teams yet. I think the teams are still working on that. Like, I think that they're like with these conferences, we'll start getting that more. I think that's why like you said, you bring up a good point. I think it's building up, but again, I think that we need to have conferences a little longer for that to happen.
But you don't think it's a budding rivalry when the Nets, they pretty much wound up beating the Hornets. This is back in season 3. They wound up beating the Hornets, thus forcing the Hornets to have to play the Nets in the playoffs, where they went into that, and the Hornets only won off of a tight putback, literally as the buzzer is expiring. So it's already, all right, there's already something there. And for the fact of all the trash talk that was said back and forth in Dallas last year, in the playoffs, where, it's the famous chalk line, like, hey, you just made a very expensive mistake, or, I apologize if I'm, paraphrasing. But I think it's great, and I think it's very healthy for the league. It's a fun rivalry. It doesn't have to be, like, malicious or anything, but it's a fun rivalry because they're going to want to get their get back.
Yeah.
I think another good rivalry.
Talking about a get back, hang on. I got Mr. Coach West in here right now.
I
West,
don't want to correct Joe on the rivalry thing. I just like I said, now you said it wrong. Now, really, we beat the Nets and knocked them out of the playoffs in season 3. Now, due to the T-Wolves selling it late, they snuck back in 8-8, and then we knocked their ass out the playoffs again. Then we knocked their ass out the playoffs, and then we turn around in season 4. We kicked their ass in the turn, to go get that money. You know what I'm saying? So then they got us back in the playoffs, and then they beat us tonight. But what I'm saying is, like, that's how that goes. So, like, is it really a rivalry? I don't think
the way you just said that,
you have to.
That's definitely a rivalry.
I don't look at that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can just name all the games. You're gonna name them like that.
We don't got no rivalry, no teams in this league, man.
You don't have to
there needs to be.
Just because it's a rivalry doesn't mean that it has to be like, this malicious bad blood. Everybody hates each other. It's just more so two competitive teams, just like the Jazz and the T-Wolves. You see them play all the time, or the Warriors and whoever the hell they play, because they play a lot of people. It's the same thing.
So wouldn't that make it just more of like a key matchup?
No,
it's always fun going.
There's so many storylines there.
The Nets is a rivalry. If the Nets is a team that I want to beat every time I play them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to beat every team. I want to beat the Nets. And the Nets lost sting a little bit more than anything else, So I guess you could say
sounds like a rivalry.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
That's a rivalry
I
to
guess
me.
you could say it's a rivalry there. But listen, but they gonna pay for their sins for their cookout shit. I don't like that shit. They gonna pay for that.
Hey, tell them, big country. Tell them.
Yeah, they gotta pay for their sins for that one now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we need a clap. We need a clap back on Twitter. We need some content.
Nah, we gonna see them in person, man. We gonna see them in Indy, man. They gonna run into us again in Indy. They gonna pay for their sins in Indy. They got away from us tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we had some mishaps. You know, they got away from us. It's all good.
I see OG in here, bro. I need OG.
Yeah, hold on. Can we bring OG up?
Please, OG. They gonna pay for their sins. They gotta pay for their sins. I told them that on Twitter. They gonna pay for their sins. You know what I'm saying? Hey, go see each other in Indy. Go see in Indy, man.
Dude,
man,
no.
I love it. Like, this is what we want. This is what we want from the league. You want to start creating these rivalries with the narratives. And what's great about it is that, again, there's no malicious intent with any of this stuff. Like, West and OG have a great relationship. They have a great rapport. They have great respect for each other. They want to win. They want to beat each other. I remember West back in season 3. He was bragging all the time, like, yeah, because I never lost anybody in the MPBA. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden,
let's be clear. Now, I still got whatever title we got amongst me, LT, and OG. I still hold that. You know, we're the only one who really won something out of us. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't forget that.
I wonder what your all-time record is against MPBA people.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Big West got a banner. Big West.
I'm up.
But he did take the L tonight.
Hey, you care about the L tonight, or you care about the banner and the money that comes with it?
Overall, I'm still up. I'm still on the top by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like this, it's lonely at the top. I need somebody to come up here.
OG.
Oh, here we go.
How's the cookout tonight? I didn't know.
Here we go.
Chick-fil-A, they don't have. Come on.
Nah, Wes is right. I mean, he's still up, of course. I mean, I just look at it as a moment. You know, me and Wes, we always joke. I mean, same with LT. Like, we always go back and forth. Of course, y'all know I'm a behind-the-scenes guy. I don't do too much in the public, but I just thought that was a quick way to just to have some friendly banter back and forth, you know, after, you know, he had his moment with the cookout and everything like that. And that's something I know they regularly do. So I just thought it was something that we can have a nice little get back.
It was clever. It was clever. You know what I'm saying? I seen it. I started laughing immediately. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, I okay, somebody that, you know, like, okay, they make this personal now. You know what I'm saying? It's okay.
Oh, yeah. But you know what, Wes? Like, I mean, it's the healthy stuff we need, though. Like, I mean, you know, like I understand, like, it's money on the line, it's intense for everybody, but at the end of the day, like, you got to create some healthy rivalries in somewhere within this league. And, you know, of course, anything I do, we're going to do it with some class. Like, you know, we're not going to be disrespectful or nothing crazy or nothing like that. But nah, definitely, you know, me and Wes, we talk, you know, even during the night we talk. Like, and we talk all the time. So it's like, it's just one of those things, man, where I just, you know, I was tired of him anyway. Because, like, you know, last year in Texas in the playoffs, I talked to him before we played, and I said, "Big fella, you got to let me get a win, man. Like, you've been whooping my ass ever since you got in." So, so I'm just trying to even the score. But like you said, he's still up because, you know, I got to get I don't have some success over here in some moderation, but I got to get a banner, you know, here. So I mean, he got that, so I need that.
OG, you talked about how you're a behind the scenes person. Obviously, with Tate, that first game, not the debut that he would have wanted. What's like the conversation you're having with him to not have that impact game 2, right? Because you got to brush it off because that game doesn't matter in terms of score. So what's the conversation like with him? And obviously, Wes, I'm going to ask you that same thing, except after this game that your PG just played. But OG, what's the conversation you had with Tate after that performance game 1 last night?
You know, the thing about it is this, like, it's one thing, like, if you don't possess the talent, and then it's another thing if you just not, like, you're not playing the way you want to play. And I think that was the thing about it for him. Like, we know what he's capable of. Like, we've seen it, you know, enough to know that, like, the talent is there. So our thing is, like, you know, you got 4 guys behind you no matter what. Like, and I think if everybody watched the game, like, you can see that. Like, I don't think, like, we personally don't think we played a stellar game the first game or tonight. Like, you know, we had some moments where we actually felt like we should have pulled away more than what we did. And it was a lot of, you know, shooting ourselves in the foot. And then tipping my hat, especially tonight, like the Glenn Ratty, he had a phenomenal game too. So, like, for us, it was like, you know, don't get down, stay confident, shoot the ball if you open, you know, and we'll live with the results. Like, just don't turn the ball over, shoot with confidence, and make the right play.
And Wes, what about you? What type of conversation are you having, or have you already had with King Hod?
Yeah, I got you. I got a little rebuttal to Kurt right there. I'm gonna say, Kurt, now, yeah. I will say now we had moments too where we could have pulled away in that first half that probably would have put y'all ass out of it. You know what I'm saying? But some big open threes and shit like that because we could have easily extended our shit from that 9, probably got it up to that 17 to 20 range. You know what I mean? So it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like we probably would have been able to withstood what y'all gave us in the second quarter. You know what I'm saying? Because we had our moments there too. But
you're right. You're right.
So, like I said, like you know, we sit looking like damn, you know, those moments like that that's like change the game. You know what I mean? I think when y'all captured that lead, you know, we just could never get it back. We were trying, but y'all played like fucking damn near perfect down the stretch. It felt like it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, shit, if you're gonna do that, you deserve to win it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, but I think to your question, your question for High, like about the performance he did tonight. That was your question.
Yeah, like what type of conversation are you having with him? Especially because you picked him with one of your last picks in the draft.
Yeah.
So you know you wanted him. He didn't just drop to you in the sense of like a gift. You knew, hey, not a lot of teams are going to want him. So we're going to stack up at other positions and we're going to go ahead and try to thread the needle with this guy. You got your guy. Game 2 came out a little flat. What's the conversation like between you two?
I mean, like, so I think if you look at that game, personally, I don't think he came out flat. He came out, he stopped kind of shooting the ball, you know, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that was if you look at that, you go back and really look at that game, like that was like in a little stretch where we was trying to like put it away, but you know we was missing shots. Like, and Glenn was shooting some shots that as you seen him starting to hit in the second half, you know, and I think it kind of took him out of the rhythm a little bit and stuff like that. And then, like, be honest, you really go back and look at the film. Like we missed him a lot. He was open, you know what I'm saying? We just didn't get the ball, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's on us, you know what I mean, to fix those mistakes and things like that. So, I don't look at it like that. But as far as him, I think since he's been in market, it's just about him getting his confidence and just, you know, being able to show that he can go out and play in this league. You know, I think that you know, the training camp period did him some good. You know, he found the confidence in himself and stuff like that. And I think he's working hard to get better every day. Like, I think him understanding his situation and what he in, and you know, he want to be a player that want to be in this league for a long time, and he understand the uphill battle that he's facing to do that. So I mean, I think he's doing what he can do is try to control his narrative and, you know, just going out and putting the work in, understanding how to read defenses and, you know, making sure like when time for him to shoot his shot that, you know, he can be relied on to hit his shots open and things like that and kind of create off the dribble itself a little bit. So I think he's putting in the work. I just, you know, we just see where it goes, you know what I mean? Like, one thing you can't question the fella work ethic, you know what I'm saying? So he got that, and I think he on the right path, you know. I think as far as today, you know, he got missed on some shots and things like that, on some open shots that he could have had. Just told him, man, you're going to get them opportunities again. Them opportunities come. Maybe next time we won't miss you and things like that. And if he did have a bad game, you know, me, that's like, you know, get over it. You know, come back the next day ready. You know, that's it.
Yeah. Looking ahead, and I'll turn it over to Champ. Both of y'all's teams, the next team y'all play are the Raptors. So they got a chance to scout both of you by just watching one game. Looks like the Raptors go ahead and play the Hornets tomorrow. And then the Raptors play the Nets on Tuesday. So, hot, fire, feisty team. Both of y'all playing for, you know, especially the Hornets. You got to win one. So, good luck to you. Facing Fanta, tight, Dimes at center. Something I'm sure, you know, we didn't see coming in to the draft night. But should be a fun matchup.
They should be worried about us too. Why we gotta be worried about them? They should be worried about us. Shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't like I know we ain't no slouches. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So
I mean, listen, man. I said you guys are gonna have the worst season in your organization's history, but so far you're proving me wrong.
I like champ. You know, one thing I like about you, you say a lot of things for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's it.
I mean, but listen, man, it makes it interesting. You can't.
Not really, cause like it do, but it don't. It's just like you just be saying stuff just to say it. Sometimes it's like sometimes it makes you look bad. Sometimes you gotta take what it is, the entertainment value. You know what I'm saying?
Engagement is a dangerous drug.
That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? Like it can be good and bad. It can have a negative.
Hey, but you know, I don't buy that though. Like I always tell people, like, be who you're gonna be. Just as long as you can live with the consequences, that's all that matters. Like, you know, if you know you saying a lot of, you know, foolishness and everything like that, and you can live with the rebuttals of it, then, you know, more power to you. Like, you know, I sometimes think y'all do too much explaining of yourselves. Like, you know, just, you know, with the content that y'all produce and the different things like that, just, hey, put your opinions and thoughts out there and leave it at that. Like, yeah. And people gonna like it, and some people not. And that's just, because, like, y'all shit on me every year.
Oh, yeah.
Like, every year. And I make y'all eat that shit. So it's like,
I mean, listen, Wes has done it for 2 years, man. Wes has been doing that shit too. Every time I say this man's not gonna have a good year, this man goes around and he wins banners, and you did the same thing too. Both of you guys said it. I think I might have flipped it a little this year. I think I said Faiz was gonna have a good year, and I mean, that's actually I wanted to ask you about Faiz. Is like this guy. I mean,
excuse me, sir. It's the doctor now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Okay. All right, the doctor. All right, listen. So, you know, you lose, you know, a star player in Chalk, and you move on to, you know, a guy like Doc. Again, Chalk always talks about Doc at, you know, high praise, that this guy is going to be a star in this league. I mean, how much growth have you personally seen from Doc from season one to his second season?
A lot, really. I mean, because, like, Doc is really a cool kid. Like, he don't get nobody's way. He just come in and do his thing. Like, he really smart at the game. And, I mean, he just be chilling. But, like, this year, he said he wanted to be different. Like, I mean, and he been way more vocal. The talent is what it is. Like, that's been Doc. And like I had explained, you know, before, it's like his usage wasn't high, you know, with us last year. So nobody was probably going to see everything he could do. I mean, and then he also played lock, too. So, we, you know, spreading him around. I mean, he really didn't get a chance to probably show everything they can do. But, of course, now, considering the restructuring of the roster and everything like that, he gets a chance to do that. And the one thing that I think a lot of people really don't give him credit for is, like, his off-ball defense. Like, putting the ball in the bucket is one thing, but he also turns around and plays phenomenal defense, too. So I think that's one of the biggest assets that he possesses. I mean, but now I think, you know, I know a lot of people was wondering, like, how our team was going to look, and rightfully so. But when I look at it, you know, you got a better small forward. You got a, if not the same or equally or better talent-wise in a power forward than Steve's, but Steve's gives you leadership and a bunch of other things, you know, that people won't know unless you know them. And then, you know, Tate is, and I wanted to say this when Wes was talking about Hod, is like a lot of rookie PGs come into this league and they don't realize the difference in teams preparing for you on a nightly basis. Like, so that same shit you did in Pro-Am that got you to the league, you're not going to last thinking you can do that against every team. And I think that as soon as they learn that and they're open to doing different things and listening to people and trusting people, you know, the better they succeed. So I think, you know, and that's what Tate has been learning and going through. Luckily, he has a great attitude and he has some veteran guys who respect him and trust him, and it helps him at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I think that's best for a lot of the rookies, especially that come in and play PG. You get lucky every now and then to get, like a Keena in season 2, a Bear in season. Like you get a lot of the seasoned guys that came in and they was ready to stick the key in the ignition and drive the car. But a lot of players that come in now, like they need people that been in the league, that know what it's like, and that they can trust at the end of the day.
Yeah. I mean, listen, dude, I think that you guys, you both have been very good mentors over the years for a lot of these, people that have come in the league. I think that, I think both of you guys have great centerpieces that are great mentors for their future players, like Crown and Shots. I think they're both, very good leaders of their own. But again, I have to ask one last thing, and then we're going to move on. What's your guys' thoughts on the Eastern Conference versus the Western Conference? Because, everyone's still looking at the Eastern Conference as this super weak conference compared to the West. Like, what's your guys' thoughts on that?
Oh, shit, I'll go first on that shit. Listen, the Western Conference, it's like it was last year, but they're going to score and put up abundance of points. Like, you just got to slow down their transition, shit like that. Eastern Conference, I think, have the better defense for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For the most part. And if we make them play our game, we probably beat them. Now, they speed our ass up. We can't win in the shootout with them 9 times out of 10. I don't think no team in the East set of winning in the shootout versus one of the Western teams. But even all the scrims that we done played, the success that we had against any team in the West when we did beat them, we made them play our game, and it's just more slower paced game. Simple as that.
I'll say this, like, with the new structure of the league, it's gonna be more of a wild west when it comes down to it, because those 1-game scenarios are gonna it's gonna show where the heart is at of a lot of players, right? And I'm talking about from veterans to rookies. It's like you really gotta have your shit together, to come in for a bunch of one game, because this community has been spoiled by series, and now
that's true.
It's not gonna save you. Like, if you don't have your shit ready, because it's gonna come to a point. Like, everybody is gonna get their feel throughout the tip off, but it's gonna come a point in time where it's gonna be not so much about bad teams; it's just gonna be about teams that have bad games. Because it's one shining moment every night, and you got to be on your toes.
Do you guys like best of ones versus the best of threes more?
Anybody who know OG, y'all, I love it. Like, I ain't never been a big fan of the series because of the mentality of our community. If they drop one game, they like, oh, we'll get in the next. So the urgency is not always there in every game, So I like it where you got to be ready from the time the ball go up to the last horn. So I've been a big fan of it.
I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm like everybody else. I think I like the series because I just feel like the better team will win in the series for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like the game too. Like, anybody know 2K where you team hit a few whites and things like that, get that momentum. Like, you're like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Been dropping. You got something to look forward to. Like, man, we can still come back and get that. Or even if we done like the tip off group play like how we did last year, at least 2 games and they both count. I think that would have been cool too, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So, but either way it go, this what we got in front of us, the best in one. You just got to come out and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Shit, simple as that.
Yeah, for sure.
I respect it. So
thank y'all for having me on the show.
Oh, of course.
Appreciate it.
Wes. What you doing on here, Wes? I appreciate y'all. I'm out.
You said what I'm doing on here?
Yeah, get up out of here, Wes.
Man, I was on here telling how you sold my goddamn bag. Sold because, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna give me 25 and fucking 25.
I had 17 and 15, Wes. I needed more, though.
You sold me, B. Like, you gonna be the rookie of the year.
I understand. I needed more. I needed more.
Like, you gonna be the rookie of the year. I called it here first.
You're right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, and you didn't give me 25 to 25 tonight.
Yeah, I underperformed. You definitely right.
All right, so let's do this real quick because just in case anybody else in the chat does not know, Wes is trolling. All right, 100%
nah, he not trolling.
Yeah. Of course, you want you to hoop. That's how it is.
No, that's my serious tone right there.
Yeah, he wants to see you at the best.
He sounds serious.
No, he wants you to secure the damn bag.
Shit, he got to. Hey man,
I definitely got to do more. He's definitely right.
He got to be better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I told DJ, like when he getting the ball, he got to stand up, throw some shit, say, "Give me the goddamn ball." You know what I'm saying? Do something. The DJ, that's 25 or 25 easily. You know, top 5 center in the league, rookie of the year. I'm giving them all that. We're going
Fact, I need you to get in the microphone and run some lines out, DJ, because that performance was not there.
Huh?
I said, DJ got to get on the mic court now and run some lines, you know, with how bad that performance was. Get that mic player moving.
Yeah.
No, we don't do that. We run around the Spectrum Center, baby. You ain't know how to, you better tell them, DJ. Hey, we got 6 minutes to get around the whole Spectrum Center. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, we might get a little lap in
you know me, I take the fun.
Wes, you got 3 players ain't running nowhere.
We're going to be out there as a team tomorrow running around the Spectrum Center because you dropped the game. Nah. I'm going to let y'all go, though, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, so I'm about to lead, too.
Appreciate you, DJ.
Yeah,
great job, man.
Yeah, get up out of here, man. I don't need you to go get your ass in trouble, man. Get on up out of there.
We outside, Wes. We good.
Hey, man, enjoy y'allself, man. Enjoy y'allself. All right, fellas.
Appreciate you, Wes. Thank you so much, DJ.
Yep.
All right.
We want to move on, Champ. Do we want to talk Sixers, Celtics, or do we want to talk Lakers, Cavs?
Let's talk about the Lakers, Cavs, because we got to talk about the Green Ranger, man. We got to talk about the Green Ranger, all right? Hang on.
Okay, before you say anything, are you taking into consideration what Splash said, how he feels the shooting guard builds are better than the point guards at this point?
Yes, and we're taking in the fact that he only had a week on the game. We're taking in everything, bro. Like, we get it. We understand.
Mm-hmm. I mean, listen, I understand. Like, he's coming into a very tough situation. And it doesn't even all fall on him. Like, it doesn't. It doesn't fall on him. I just think that based off what I saw with this game, and I got to capture, like, moments of it. I didn't get the whole game. I mean, in my opinion, it's tough, man. It's another game where he's turned the ball over a lot. He's not shooting well. He's not – I mean, it's just a tough game. Again, I know that the Lakers, you know, they have this revamped team, but this is a franchise that's coming out with, you know, you got Nacho on the team, man. Like any team.
Let's start with the positives first. Let's start here. You know, congratulations to Lakers Gaming on securing their first win. I believe this is the first time. Correct us if I'm wrong, please, because I don't have all of the official stats in front of us. But you know, they're starting 1-0 to start their season. This is great. Of course, this is what was expected of them. Trading for Reg for the number 4 overall pick in the offseason, bringing in someone like Nacho Trainer, who has, of course, the T-Wolves background, the Hornets background, and now he's here with the Lakers. He's a championship-winning coach, well, a championship-winning player turned coach. So, you know, they are doing what they need to do to get themselves to this point. And I think, granted, we understand the Cavaliers. It's a different situation from what having Bash at point guard or having whatever it is. But they still came out and performed, and they won. Crazy had a great game. He went 28-5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, I think that this was just a tough match. Like the Cavs, again, they're it's kind of tough for them. Like you said, they have PG who comes in last minute, and you have a very, very hungry Lakers team that is starving to win. Like this, I mean, I think that Crazy came out, and Harris kind of mentioned this coming into the season, like. He knew, you know, Crazy was coming in, man. This man is looking out for revenge after the year he had last year with his team. So, I mean, dude coming out 28-5. I mean, he's looking like a guy that, you know, went number 1. I mean, he looked great out there. And, I mean, it was just unfortunate the Cavs had to be that victim. But D-Law on the other side, I mean, D-Law kind of matched him in a way, 18-8. This was a really strong center game. And, I mean, we talk about the possibility of a center taking MVP. I think it's like, this is, again, I love this league this year because, like, it's so diverse. You don't have just one position, like, taking away the award because, like, past years, like, MVP candidates were all PGs basically for the last couple of years. So this year, I feel like, you know, you're going to have
some shooting guards. You're going to have him center. You might have an occasional PG. It's going to be very broad, in my opinion, on how like the MVP award is going to go. So overall, I mean, shoot, man, I think that, you know, the Cavs, you know, they just got to get some chemistry together, get some reps in a little more, and maybe they'll be fine. I mean, it's just a tough situation, but I think for the Lakers, I mean, it's just kind of a preview of what the Lakers really could be. I'm interested to see them obviously go against a team that's a little more well established compared to the current Cavs situation. At this point, I mean, I don't think the Cavs are gonna, you know, turn things around, just because I think that it's kind of tough. You know, they're thrown into a tournament that, you know, it's one in, one out, you know, and they're already 0-2 to win 3 straight. It's just I don't think it's gonna be likely. So for them, in my opinion, I mean, it's kind of the end for them in this tournament almost. I mean, one more loss and it's about it. It's about it for them. But I mean, it's a good game.
I mean, they did definitely have a tough division with everybody that they have in there. Of course, you have the Pacers, I believe the Lakers, and correct me if I'm wrong, you still have the T-Wolves, you have the Jazz, Blazers, Cap. Like, so, you know, it's a solid group that they're in. So it's tough. Like, it's going to be rough for this Cavs team. And this is something that potentially they were trying to set themselves up for success, but also for the future. And you can see them, you know, it's going to be a struggle. There's a lot of new people there. Again, I don't want to put this all on Seldum. Yes, your point guard has to score. Yes, Seldum was struggling. And let's be fair, we give him his benefit of the doubt for a little bit, but we don't know how long he's going to be here. But again, if you want to be a pro player, you're going to have to learn to adjust. So sooner or later, we're going to have to start holding him to that expectation. We're still going to give him the benefit of the doubt because point guard is still the hardest position to play, period, in this game.
Yeah.
So, you know, hold on. JT, let's add you in. You know, it's still the hardest position to play. So we can't, like, you know, I seen people on the timeline last night, you know, pretty much coming at him. Yeah, granted, potentially for personality stuff. But again, point guard is the hardest position to play in this game. It's very difficult on this league build, but still, you are given an opportunity. You have to perform. Did he play better than last night? Yes. Is he getting better? Yes. But he still needs to perform at a high level if he wants to continue to stay in this league, because it's going to be very tough for him because, yes, everybody knows he has the chips against him, but all people are going to think about is recency bias. They're going to think about what he did for us lately, what's going on here. And, you know, hopefully this doesn't impact his draft stock going into next season.
It is. Like, I'll be honest with you, Joe. Like,
it's the same thing that happened with Cook. Like, he played well with the Pistons whenever he got his chance, and that's what boosted him up from the beginning, right? Remember going into Dallas after he got picked after Dallas because they made the call up around that time to bring him in. Who were the top people that we were talking about? Johnny Red, Cooks, you know, Zay, like those were the people we were talking about, mainly Cooks, because he had league experience and propelled the Pistons arguably to the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I just think it's a very unfortunate thing for Sullivan, and hopefully, like, I hope he gets the whole tournament. I mean, I really do hope he gets all 5 games. I hope it's not like out of nowhere, like, you know, Bash is coming in this next game. Like, again, I mean, maybe it'd be good for the Cavs. I don't know, but I think for Seldum's sake, for his future, possibly, you know, this is going to affect his draft stock, and it's unfortunate. But that's how the league. I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles, man. I mean, he got this opportunity to be called up. It was, you know, kind of a tough situation for him, and I mean, he's just got to try to pick it up somehow and try to get some type of positive spin on this. But JT, I see you're in here now. I mean, I kind of want to get your opinions on this, like, situation for Seldom. I mean, he gets called up, you know, to the league. You know, he's put into a position where, I mean, let's be honest, the Cavs team is not really the best situation for him, and I think he's in a pretty tough group as well. Like, I just kind of want to get your thoughts on this whole situation, JT.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, when you're a dude like Seldom and you say, me not getting drafted was a mistake, it's no way I didn't get picked and blah, blah, blah. Like, it never becomes unfortunate because he's not even on a bad team. He's the worst player on that team. And it's just like, and that's saying that when Big Rim isn't a top lock whatsoever. So it's like, okay, yesterday was a bad game. He lost by 43, 42, whatever. Then he comes out today and he doesn't really do shit either. So it's just like, it's not unfortunate. he got an opportunity that a lot of other point guards would die for. Like, Jumper never even made the pool. I feel like if you put Jumper in that spot, it's not as bad as what I'm seeing him do right now. So, do I hope he gets the whole tournament? Yes. But if he doesn't and Bash can just magically come back, it can't be something that he bitches or whines about, because at the end of the day, he got a shot that a lot of dudes don't get. It's a lot of dudes who don't get called up, who don't get the opportunity to display it. Look at Merck. Merck played one game. Merck played one game to the job. Is it a smaller position? Of course. But at the end of the day, that Cavs team is not a bad team. So it's like, do I feel bad that he's not hooping? No, because he thinks he should have been in the league. He says in practice, just from what I've seen people say from his little clan chat, I've been hooping and I've been doing my thing. So it's like weird.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you definitely. I mean, I think it's kind of one of those situations where I agree. I mean, he's got the opportunity. There's a lot of guys out there that want that same opportunity and they're not getting it, but he's just not capitalizing on the situation. So I mean, I do see what you're saying from that perspective.
Hey, y'all gotta stop. They say they want that opportunity. Everybody say it till they get it.
I got back on him, man. I ain't about to let y'all do that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, y'all ain't finna do this, man. These people, like, man, we've been practicing this shit for over 25, almost 30, damn a month.
Hey, JT, how about that? What make you say that team not bad though? Like, what make you say that?
Like, looking at Oreo, Fakey, and Jaden, those are three good players. Like, that's why I said I left out Rem, because that's like Rem wasn't supposed to play lock. If Fab was still there, Rem not even playing lock. Fab was drafting a damn lock. But when Fab got suspended, it just magically threw him into lock. Rem was never a lockdown. He played power forward all pre-draft. He played lock every now and then. But he didn't play it or stick at it because he wasn't good at it. So he wasn't even supposed to be locked. But I don't know what specifically I'm doing to Seldum. I mean, I'll say this. People have to stop singling him out like other dudes aren't playing bad, which is fine. Like BP's averaging like 12 points a game. Yeah. That's not being talked about like Seldum.
Like 6 turnovers.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not singling him out. That's one thing I will say. Like, people should get the same level of hate he gets. But he's not getting no pity for me. Like, okay, he played the Wolves. Today he played the quote-unquote, especially let Hami tell it, the goddamn Lakers. And what the fuck changed? One less turnover? Fucking 2 more points? Something like that? Nothing crazy. So what's the fucking difference?
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I think.
But we just heard Splash say that point guard is hard to play right now. The shooting guard, I just feel like, man, he was thrown into the fire for real though, bro. Like the real fire. And then to be like, oh, it's opportunity. Man, them people don't want that opportunity. They don't. Come on, bro. They don't want to get up there for real. They ain't trying to get up there and get in that.
They can always say no, homie. They can always say no because
they can but at the same time, if you say no, or if people are gonna look at, oh well, he's not hungry. Oh, he's afraid to smoke. He's ducking smoke. So no matter what, it's a lose-lose situation. And this is why you have to give it more than just a week. Like, granted, if he's here, let's say he's here for a full month or something like that, and you don't see any progression, then okay, all right, maybe we have the conversation to say. But we have to give him at least a little bit of time, because if you allow everybody to start a race, and then, okay, you hold him back, and then, okay, yeah, you start, obviously everybody's going to be better than him. They're going to finish before him. You have to let him adjust, get to his part first.
Yeah.
Are the reserves also not remote as well? Do they stay at home and play? Correct me if I'm wrong.
All the reserves are remote, yes.
No, that's not true.
Hey.
Which reserve's not remote?
There definitely was somebody that was in. I definitely think I saw somebody.
No, that was Hezzy Cap. That wasn't.
Hey, Wes, what you doing?
I ain't talking on you, sucker.
Why they keep pressing you?
Say it again, Wes. Say it again, Wes.
Oh, okay. Wes, didn't I tell you to get off that, bro?
Talking on you.
Hey, Wes, why are you still on here? Didn't I tell you to get off?
Yo, what?
Yo,
what?
Yo, we don't.
You let your player do that to you,
bro. We don't.
Nah.
We don't do spaces.
That's crazy, bro.
Like I say, man, I just can't let them do that selling deal like that, man.
Nah, that's unfair, bro. That's so unfair.
Can't do that, man.
Limited
like
amount of time, and he played. Look who he played, bro. Like that's not right, bro. Nobody would.
Really?
You can't compare that shit to Cook either.
But you have to say
playing 2 guard, like
I'm telling you.
That's good. Everybody ever have to play a replacement point guard. Learn a whole different system. Learn everything. I 100% agree. How long do you feel you should give someone before you can give a proper assessment?
I mean, we had double the time that, you know what I'm saying? We had double the time that he did. So whatever time, you know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is to go in and play point guard from coming to playing shooting guard on retail, and the first team you play is the Wolves is crazy.
And you play
You know what I'm saying?
the Lakers.
Oh, even the Lakers, like
The Lakers, the Lakers got great green. They got great defenders. Like,
you know what y'all been hearing about the Lakers? Y'all intel is off.
Yeah, bro.
I think the
Crazy and Green got a whole defense over there, bro.
But like,
they got a whole defense over there, bro.
But what's gonna happen is y'all finna see it throughout their group play, and then all y'all hosts is gonna be like, "Oh boy, how the Lakers done did." They're like
my thing about the Lakers, like, listen,
man,
I'm sure the Lakers got better.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure the Lakers got better, but my thing is, the Lakers aren't on like the same level as like I listen.
You gotta also remember, like, they got different players, and they lost mad close games last year. I'm just saying, like. If you don't think that they got a good team, you crazy, bro.
I think they had
a nightmare.
But do they have a team do they have a team that's like the T-Wolves? Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like, the T-Wolves are like looking really good. Like,
they don't have a team as loaded as the T-Wolves, but they do have supreme defensive players in the front court, though.
So should we see a little?
And they got Reese too.
But if that's the case, shouldn't we see a little improvement from Seldum from the T-Wolves to the Lakers game?
What was his stat line? I think he did have a.
Was it that?
He played well.
He went from 7 turnovers to 4. My bad.
That's a huge
that's
improvement for somebody who's had a week.
Yo, Champ, why don't you get an account, come play center against the Wolves tomorrow?
I will. Give me a account.
Like, you was teaching me how to set screens last year.
So. Hey, Champ, tell him you dog Ramo out, right?
Please, give me an account.
Hey, man, Champ dog Ramo on Nintendo 64, man. That shit is over, bro.
Give me the sticks, man. Listen, man, I'll mash you.
Hey, man, I'll say, man, listen, man, we get you on there.
If someone get me a league field, I will gladly play on center. You guys will be shocked.
All I'm saying, man, is them point guards, bro. They got a lot of shit on their mind, man.
There's no point guard.
I 100% agree.
Get some of the best point guard, best deep players in the world.
You have to give him at least the same amount of time that
there's
everybody
no
else has
point guard outside the league that would have did that. That would have went in there and looked good against the teams that they play in.
Okay, but if that's the case, then a lot of these. What about the rest of these subs? Like, all these other subs are playing well. Like,
because they're playing
other positions. What are you talking about, bro? They not playing point guard.
Time to cook here for she just played last year.
But Seldom has played. We're not gonna act like Seldom hasn't played PG all pre-draft. Like, we're gonna act like he's all out of position.
Yo, but PG is a completely different position, bro.
Center's
a hell of a different position.
Hey, don't be lying on my name now.
Bro, he might not. Yo, listen.
There's no console he will dog me in. None.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo 64,
not
Ramo.
even that one.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Ramo, he said you old and washed up, bro. He said he dog you again. We gotta get Champ to leave bill code.
Champ said he dog Ramo and Hot Shot. I remember. Champ.
I did.
You still had the screenshot.
Listen, dude. I was a good center back in the day. I don't play anymore because I don't have time, but I definitely could pick up the sticks. I could pick up the sticks.
Well, everybody have a good night, man. West, man, get out the space.
Hey, JT. Hey, JT, bro. What I did to his
he's going to say, I
Larry
never lost
down,
Jesse Buttle. That's what he's going to say. Jesse the nurse.
What'd you say, Ramo? I said, what I did to Champ Team when Larry locked out, when I had my 7-foot lockdown or 6'10" lockdown. Fucking donkey in that shit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Nah, but yeah, y'all a little too hard on Seldom. It's only 2 games, bro.
That's not. I've been tweeted though. Give every team, every player 5 games. I'm not being. I just said stop singling folks out like he the only one when he's not.
The thing people gotta realize, bro, the league build is not like it's similar to retail. It is kind of retail, but like the builds are just completely different. Like for one, mashing is not the same on retail. Mashing is literally the most easiest elementary shit you could do on retail. When you get a league build, you gotta actually think before you go up, bro. Like you can't go up with that shit.
Hey, Ramo, you never think before you go up.
Nah, you got. Well, hey, I gotta think on the league build, my boy. I ain't gonna lie. If I'm going up against you, homie, I don't gotta think. You got
no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Now you're lying. Now you
over there mash your homie head, man.
No. You thinking the champ now.
Okay, my fault.
Nah, but seriously, like, I mean, dude, think about Seldum though. Like, yeah, it's not only him. There's other people playing bad in this league. And we have brought it up. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but I've definitely brought up multiple people. Like, we've brought up a lot of people. Like, the point is, though, with Seldum, I think compared to most people, he talks the most. You know what I mean? Like, he's the most, like, interactive person out there compared to most of the people. And I think he just sticks out more because of that. I think that's the reason. Like, I don't think it's just because he's playing bad and people don't like him, but, like, he does talk a lot. You know what I mean?
Nah,
like,
I just don't like that.
Comes with the territory.
Bad, but y'all act like after this little stint, say his stint over the mod, y'all like that's it. He don't deserve that. He can't.
No, don't say y'all, bro.
I'm saying people. I'm talking about in general.
But yeah,
I ain't saying nothing like it.
In general, they act like if it's over, if they say Bash come back to mod, then they don't be like, look, we saw you in the league. Your ass don't go for the league next year. Yeah. That's how people talk.
But that's what happens, though, bro. Like this is literally what. Unfortunately, that's the narrative that people run with. Because what have you done for me lately? What have we seen?
Like to Bear or some shit.
I think I saw Chance say he tweeted him. I ain't see it.
But
though.
yeah, that's just like a tweet, not like a shit talk. Like okay, I'm coming for like
Nah, I just looked at his page. He tweeted something about game 2 today. Keep that same energy or something. I don't know. But that was it.
Would you guys gotta leave him alone, man? Otherwise?
Nah, he talked. Like he talked, but like
I mean, but you don't have to tweet at all.
Yeah, you gotta.
You don't have to talk.
You gotta walk it a little bit.
Yeah, you don't have to hoop. You know, I mean, you don't have to tweet. Just fucking buckle up. I had a bad game yesterday. Hoop. You don't have to tweet. Keep that same energy. I'm a hoop. Lakers gonna be a bounce back game. He said all of that. He said Lakers gonna be a fucking bounce back game. That was not a fucking bounce back game.
That's his image, though, JT. That's
no. Hey, what? Hey, that image gotta fucking go. Part of the reason he ain't made
it. What up, Jack?
Yeah, what's up? I was just curious. Is the Warriors game actually getting? Is that a thing? Are they like reviewing that?
I don't think so. I don't.
Well, I just saw the.
No, we talked about that for an hour.
I forgot to change that. That's where That was a while ago.
I seen that shit. I ain't gonna. That shit's kind of crazy.
Nah, I mean it's just. I was just curious. I mean, obviously, like it sucks, but the game's way different if the Warriors know they got to win by 3 more.
Yeah, now we have
something like that.
I was just curious. I just saw the title. I didn't know.
Like when we got an and-1 dunk and the dunk didn't count. But nobody
I don't know.
Didn't count.
Chaos has been doing goaltending since like 2009, 2K19.
Yeah, I said that.
I seen that. I seen that little clip. That's great. I didn't know that thing. He just put me on.
Yeah. Nah, the games look good though. I'm surprised. My biggest thing is like I feel like the best way to score, most effective, is like probably cuts, right? And like it's crazy.
You gotta utilize your team. Yeah,
utilize your team for sure. But it's crazy how many teams don't like understand how to play the cuts, right? I feel like that would be all people are doing in scrims. Yeah. I don't know. That was like my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, you'd have been good on this league, Bill. No, yeah, I just want to call a cut replay.
Nah, but I'm saying like I don't know. I think the gameplay is good. I think it's like the best league build I've seen now.
Yeah, the league build is good this year. The only thing that's troll right now is the indie shit. The connection shit is fucking.
Yeah, that's tough. So what is it? You're just lagging?
No, I didn't want to get started.
We can't really tell.
We almost lost the game because of it, bro. Like
I felt like it's just hard to shoot, which is good.
The whole energy out the room was drained because we're literally giving up 3 points and giving them the ball on some dumb shit.
Ramo, I got Radiant for MVP this year.
You should get it, but I ain't gonna lie. Radiant is probably the best guard, if not one of the best in the league. So
yeah,
look good.
He's looking crazy.
You gotta get our defense. Defense bags a fucking dog. It should be.
You guys are good money.
DPOY too. I'm just
when is so what's the deal I talked about this with Champ a little bit. What's the deal with Indiana? Is it 8 teams? Is it Elite 8 or is it 16?
He's talking about after group play. Like
It's 4
Yeah.
for
Are
each
you talking
group.
bracket? Yeah,
so,
once everyone plays in person.
So 16.
Yeah,
16.
4
Oh,
teams
that's
each
really
group.
cool.
Yeah, 4 teams each group.
Yeah, I didn't know if they played like the round of 16 from
And it's
home.
gonna
and
be
won.
in person too. So
Yeah, all of that's in person. Bracket
I
play.
think after the tip off, you guys should kind of get like a idea of who the top teams are. Right now, everything's
I
just
feel like I could kind of tell. I feel
up
like
in
it's
the
the
air. You can
biggest thing
tell,
is
but
the
at the same
defense.
time, like everybody's
once
just
you
writing
get there.
people off of like 1 or 2 games. Like,
There's like
it's
the
gonna
thing
be
is this
easy.
year there's a lot of middle ground. There's a couple teams like the Hawks looked a little.
But
The
that's
Hawks
what I'm
looked
saying, bro. It's the
not
beginning of the year.
great.
Like, motherfuckers gotta get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
The
nothing.
Cavs looked bad, but the Cavs didn't have Bash. But nobody else was really getting flooded like that.
But these best of ones make it so tough because teams can't adjust.
Yeah, but you
Kinda
could
like-
just see the way teams are like playing defense, honestly, and like
Hey, wait,
teams'
why
possessions.
best of ones? I thought all years the like.
I think the Pacers are going to be good.
I think
Yeah,
bracket
the Pacers
play.
are
I
gonna
think
be
bracket
fine.
play might be a series. I think I'm not sure.
Bracket
I
play
don't-
is best of 3 after
Look,
round 1.
The
Round
craziest
1
thing
is
about the
best of 1.
Pacers, because we're all over the place, but the
And that's
craziest
gonna
thing
be in
about the
person, too,
Pacers
so.
is despite all of the other crap that's happened, they were in the game until the final freaking buzzer every single time where they had the opportunity to win the game. Unfortunately, they couldn't close it out. So even though they're not 2-0 and they're 0-2, that's
Who
a
y'all talking
dangerous ass team. No, I'm just talking about the Pacers.
Wait, who did they lose to the first day?
Pacers?
Yeah, so Pacers lost to Dukes the first night, and then they lost to the Warriors.
Yeah,
So it's not like
6:30
they
was
lost
just
to-
missing open shots the first game.
Shout out
It's
to
not-
Dukes though, man. They hooping.
Yeah, no, they're
So-
good. Seems good. I love the way Seam plays.
Shit happens, and it's no disrespect to them because they're a scary team. Obviously, you see them in it every single time. If let's say that pass out didn't happen, or the pass out happened, 6:30 was able to catch it and green a 3. This is not even a conversation. None of this stuff is a conversation.
There's no I mean, it's 2 games in. They're going to be good. I was just saying. I think they're going to be like one of the better teams.
Well, I mean, you
They
know,
might get
it's
eliminated from
you only
group,
have 5 games. Yeah, you only have 5 games for the group.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking like for the
But it is,
turn into the
no
playoffs.
regular season,
I
man.
look at
You
tip-off as
only have
preseason,
2 more
but
tournaments.
At the same time, it's not.
So what is the significance of the 3v3?
That's a whole different tournament.
Does that not count for 5v5 playoffs?
No,
Everything counts.
there's 3v3
Nah.
and 5v5 playoffs, so there's 2 different sets.
Oh, that's crazy.
Think about it as like separate playoffs.
Yeah,
separate
for
leagues
sure.
in a way.
I didn't know that.
3v3 league and 5v5.
Yeah. So if you think about it,
that's dang. That's these games are a lot of pressure. Though. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you effectively have 15 games to make the playoffs.
And
yeah, because if you don't make it out of group play, it's honestly like it's really dangerous because you're gonna go 5 weeks without playing. Like again, they're gonna play in scrims, but like it's 5 weeks till the next 5v5 tournament.
Nah,
And,
for
like,
sure. Bad start now, and then you have to sit on it for a while. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's definitely
I liked season
weird
3.
season.
Best of 3s were the best. Like I feel like that was the best way. This is cool because like whatever every time it's more efficient for broadcasting. But season 3 just best of 3s every time was so.
I also think,
way
though,
more
it's
competitive.
Listen, like it's the thrill though. Like again, like I understand playoffs is different, but like this is like, dude, every game is like.
No, I understand. It's just so early that there's not much implications that have been like really established yet. I feel like once that becomes the case, it's definitely gonna be interesting. One game is in like I hate playing one game. Last what was it? I think even last year with the just 2 games you can't close the series is weird. Just like you lose that first game, you're done. Especially this year, you only play 1 game and you might not play for 2 days. That's brutal.
Oh man.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, champ, that title is bad, my boy. Come on, get a grip.
You just noticed right now? Come on, man.
Yeah, get a grip, my boy.
Champ's always with the troll. But I appreciate you. Let's keep going because we're almost so close. And it's getting late. It's already 12 o'clock. So, again, you had a great Lakers team. We do have, I believe, Tack is up here. So, Tack, you were there with this Lakers team. First, let me ask you, how does it feel to get your first wins of the season?
Damn, I ain't even here to talk, bro. I'm just chilling.
Yeah. Nah, hey, listen, man.
Tack, you can't request up and not want to talk.
Nah, I ain't request. I don't even know how I got up here, bro.
my man.
Hey, Tack's a legend, man. He's a legend.
Yeah. Well, listen. I mean, talking about another team that played tonight. Again, listen. I think we talked enough about the Lakers game.
listen. So let's talk about Sixers Celtics. I mean, we got Yussuf in here now. Yussuf, I mean, dude,
That boys have a good night, man.
Yeah, man. See you around, Ramo. See you, man. But we got Celtics, Sixers. Obviously, you play against a tough defensive Celtics team. I mean, so far, I mean, Philly. I mean, you just came off a 20-7 game. I mean, you played against a tough team. What were your thoughts going up against the Celtics team? After the results, obviously, you guys winning the game. But what were your thoughts against the Celtics team?
Them Celtics boys are good, man. They put up a fight. I'm gonna be honest. It was back and forth. FT was hooping. Colt, all of them guys, they were hooping. Man, but that guy Dre is he's on another level right now. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like he's the best PG out there right now.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like Dre.
Is he the greatest PG you've ever played with?
For sure, no question.
Interesting.
I played. I mean, I don't know. Like right now, it's just 2 games, But right now, I feel like he's the best PG.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, you guys are off to a good start so far.
If you look at his numbers, like he's dropping 24 and 12. Last game he had 30 and 12 with 0 turnovers. He's just hooping out of his mind, and I want people to know how good he is. Like, I'm trying to, he's just good, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely think for sure. I mean, Dre, he's a guy who's always been above average, even though Jeff Terrell claims that we said that he was bad. No, I don't. We never said anything like that. I said that he was good. I never said he was bad. But I mean, I think for Dre, he's really coming out. Hopefully this year, he has more people to kind of spread the ball with this year. I mean, I know Reed's kind of doing his thing now, and you guys have a pretty good defense with your guys' front court. But I mean, you guys, this group play so far. I mean, people would say that you guys probably have the tougher group in the Eastern Conference. What's your thoughts? Throughout the rest of this tournament, like the fact that you guys do have probably the tougher group on the Eastern Conference side, compared to the other one.
Honestly, we just take it one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
We just, we're playing the back-to-back champs tomorrow. It's gonna be a battle. Who else do we play? I think we play the Hawks. I think they're struggling right now, but I feel like they still got a good team out there, and we got Gen G. They're undefeated too, so. We still got 3 tough games coming up, so I'm excited.
I do have a question. So, actually, a couple questions, because, we really haven't had a chance to really speak to you since this offseason.
Yeah.
So, of course, you had, let's be fair, the Kings team had a down year from expectations last year. And was it you who requested the trade out of Sacramento, or was it them? Hey, like this, you just want a fresh start?
See, I'm not the type to request trades, so that answers that question.
Okay, so with that being said, are you coming into this season with even more of a chip on your shoulder, knowing that, hey, you were there, you're a franchise piece, and you wound up getting shipped out the door? Granted, to a great situation here with the 76ers, but I know you as a competitor, this is something that's always going to boil down.
Honestly, I got no bad blood with the Kings. Like I love the guys over there. I love the organization over there. They brought me a home for 3 years. It was a business decision. We moved on. Now I'm with the Sixers. I'm focused on that. I'm 2-0, and I'm here to make money for the Sixers and make money for my family.
But how do you feel that they've replaced you with one wild? No, they replaced you with Walnut. I mean, come on, man. We have to kick it back to that meme. Like, what was your thoughts when? Like,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you all the story on how that happened. So I was at work, and then my phone died, and then I went to play basketball at LA Fitness. So I borrowed someone's charger, and then I charged my phone for 2 seconds, and then I turned on my phone and I seen 15 missed calls from from the Sixers, from the Kings. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So, you know, I call my coach, and then he explained to me that I got traded and stuff. So that's how that happened. And then, it was a shock.
That is a crazy story. That's like some IT stuff, bro, from the Celtics a couple of years ago, where he just finds out he's traded out of nowhere. Like,
yeah. But for me getting traded for Walnut, like that is like it's a shocker too. Like, you know, but you know, I got traded for 2 firsts and for Walnut, you know, and you know, to me that was like, damn, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like it's a little added pressure to you though, like for how much they gave up to bring you in though?
No. They
got the extra.
They gave up a lot.
I thought it was the other way. Okay.
Nah, yeah.
So if anything, like again,
I don't got. I mean, like I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna play my best every single game. Like, you know, like it's like I don't believe in pressure. Like I've been through. Like this is year 5 for me. Like I've been through everything. You know, I went to the tip-off finals. I played in the playoffs. I played in turn semifinals. Never got to pass that, but you know, I've been through everything. So
well,
it's like
you're on a Sixers team that's traditionally. I mean, they got 2 tip-off banners. Are we finally going to see the possibility of you getting your first banner in your career?
I don't know, but Jeff has a great culture out here, you know, and he's gonna help us do that.
Yeah. Well,
so my next question to you, Yussuf, is, of course, you got to have a chance to play against Colt. You guys really had a battle. Can you tell us what it was like playing against someone of Colt's caliber on the other side?
Colt's a good player. He's really good, especially in the lanes defensively. You know, he's a good rebounder as well. You know, I played with Colt season 2. He was my center when he was playing with BP. So, yeah, he's a great center. People underestimate him. I feel like he's up there with the centers, tiers with the centers. Honestly, I just, you know, I come into the game, I just start hooping. Like, I don't care who's in front of me, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right. So I have one more follow-up question. Sorry, Chen. All right. So it's kind of, with the exception of underrated GOAT, it's kind of a Canadian front court with you and DT. What is it like to play next to DT?
Hey, he's my duo, man. Canadian duo. So, you know, that guy is special, man. He's a hooper. You know, he's got a good personality to him too, and he just wants to win. You know, he's been losing. I'll be honest, he's been losing. I don't want to call him out on that, but you know, this year he wants to change things around. So, you know, and yeah, I'm excited to play with him. To be honest, I feel like he's up there with the power forwards. I think he's up there. You know, but it's too early to tell, obviously. But he's hooping. I like the way we're playing.
I love that. Part of me really wanted to troll that opportunity right there, like saying that, oh, so you mean DT had to come to you to help win, but like, we're not gonna do that to him because you know DT is a great player. You know, I'll troll it, but not.
I'm gonna be honest. Like DT, he's a good player, and I don't know. He probably could speak about his situation and things like that, but he's happy where he's at right now.
No, I love it, and you know, congrats again to you for starting off 2-0. I believe you're done playing games of the week, correct?
No, we got the Wizards tomorrow, the champs.
Oh, that's gonna be a great game.
Yeah,
hey man, you could have said it, man. I definitely ran a use for some wins. I don't care.
No, bro, come on, DT. You don't think we're gonna troll you?
Bro. The one thing I love about this team, bro, y'all don't understand how much I get on Use's ass, and it's never like, it's like I can say whatever the fuck I want to him, and he'll never check out on me. He'll be there like by my side fighting for me. He'll be my backbone type of thing, no matter what I say to him. Like and we're hard on Yus because we know how good he can be and how good he is. I mean, bro, everyone was talking about he can't play center this and that. I mean, the kid's averaging 20 points right now, bro. He's mashing skulls in. So and if you watch that game, he was like, it wasn't like open dunks. Like it wasn't like he was getting spoon fed. Like he was creating shit by himself, like and mashing and getting his points. So. Hey man, y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want about me right now, man. I'm smiling ear to ear, bro.
Okay, you on the high, bro.
I got a question. I got a question.
It's all for it. It's just fun because it's nice to see you in the light. One, and it's just, of course, you get the troll.
I love it. Listen, you know me, Joe. I'm one of the biggest trolls, bro. I love it.
We just need to see you glitch again. That's all.
Hey, I'm just tired of the narrative out there, man. The narrative got to stop.
Hey, listen, man, since DT's here, I actually have a question for DT because we do got to lead into the last matchup of the night. We were going to talk about this Magic team that is now fallen to 0-2, if I'm not mistaken. What is your thoughts now that your former team is 0-2?
He tweeted yesterday.
You're 2-0.
His thoughts yesterday.
Listen, man, I spoke on the Magic. I'm not here. I'm here to talk about the 76ers, and they, like I said, man, I guess they thought me and Reed were the problem, got us up out of there, and then now we're here, man. We're worried about the 76ers. We don't care about that shit no more.
That's what I'm talking about, DT.
I'm good, man. I had to say one thing about it because, like I said, I heard a lot of shit about my name, this and that. I said one thing about it. I said my piece yesterday. I knew it was one game. Everyone was telling me it's one game. It can bite you in the ass. Like I said, bro, I said my piece, and I'm moving on.
Hey, man. I can only respect that, man. I mean, listen, man, you guys are sitting nice and pretty at 2-0. Got some games to finish up. But thank you for you guys. Appreciate, good luck to you guys for the rest of the tournament.
Appreciate you.
All right, guys. I think it's time we get down to this last game here. All right. We got Magic versus Knicks. I mean, the Knicks kind of scared us in this game. This game was, at one point the Magic looked like they were going to take this game away. The Knicks kind of turned it around near the end. They were able to pull out the win, 51-45. I mean, dude, Malik showed up again, but we saw another bad performance by Duck. 3 for 11, 3 turnovers, 1 for 4 from the 3. I mean, this guy, it's not, I don't know, Joe, we talked about this before. Another guy who didn't play as much in the offseason, kind of similar to how Mama didn't play much in the offseason. We're kind of seeing the results of that. Is this because Duck didn't play a lot in the offseason, or is it something else?
I don't know, man. This guy was the most improved player last year. So it could be something. It could be an offensive thing. You never know what it is. It just sucks because, of course, you see the potential of this Knicks team. They were pretty much championship aspirations. And now you're fighting to struggle, to win some of these games. To be fair, this Knicks team could have been 2-0 right now, but instead they're 1-1, and they're still going to have to continue to fight to make it out their group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. This Knicks team, I think they're in one of the easier groups in my opinion, so I think that can benefit them. But I'm a little worried when it comes down the line for this team. I think it's important that this team makes deep runs early in the season to kind of like gather up those points to try to make the playoffs because I'm just kind of nervous. I feel like teams are going to kind of figure this team out quick. We're already kind of seeing it. I'm a little concerned down the line how this team's going to look, but you jump to the other side with Magic Gaming, a team that...
First, we got to celebrate. We got to celebrate the Knicks' victory. They were able to bounce back because just any team, you having a collapse like that, it takes a toll on the mental. And we know Knicks teams of the past, maybe they might not have bounced back the way they did. They were able to lock in. They were able to still take care of the game and do what they needed to do. Malik still scoring at a high clip. And the fact he scored 16 points, granted, he shot poorly from 3, but again, I'm going to have to go back to watch the game to see how many of those are truly grenades, how many of them were actually just missed wide open shots. But, for 14 shots, he did what he needed to do, definitely ducked the struggle there. But Stick shot 0 for 2 from 3. Carey didn't even attempt the 3-point shot. So, once it's really up to this team, once they can do what they need to do, they can get better. Glow was a highlight. He had 14 and 13. 14 assists, 2 steals. Granted, he had 4 turnovers, but what do you expect of this Knicks team?
The team. I mean, a team that shoots 315. Again, this is a team I felt like that was a good shooting team in the past, and I mean, you had two guys who I felt like were just bread and butter when it came to the past. But this season, I mean, it looks like again, Malik. He put up the points. He might not put up the threes, but he still put up the points. You just need a better performance out of Duck. They got the win. They squeezed out the win against a Magic team that, again, I'm a little scared of this Magic team moving down the line. I feel like they're going to get better and better as we go because, in this game, Cap shot 4 for 13, which, it's not great, but at least Snubby played better. We just got to get both of the backcourt players on the same, on the same level. We got to get them both playing. They can't, you can't have one perform and the other just shit the bed. So
Snubby shot 2 for 8. He shot 1 for 9 the night before.
Yeah, but he's still.
This is something.
It's better than freaking 2 for 9, whatever the hell he did that first game. It's better.
1 for 9. Again, guard players struggling. They have to figure out what's going on. But it wasn't even just on Snubby. Cap shot 3 for 10 from 3. Maddie shot 1 for 6 from 3. They're just struggling to score. They have to figure something out. And I don't know if it's some sort of motion that they need to start adding in to help, be able to free up shooters. If it's something where they need to start, it's a struggle right now.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely think that there's a lot of growing pains that are going to happen for this team. It's just going to take time. I think that this team, I will say they are fortunate. They are, and I know I keep saying this about the Eastern Conference, but you put either of these teams in the Western Conference, they're getting beat up by teams like the Jazz and the T-Wolves. It's like, I don't know, man. They just have to get it together, and they got to get it together fast. There's not much time to really kind of figure it out. You got to get, you got 3 more games left to kind of get through group play. Qualifying through group play is huge because you got to get those points because every point this season is going to count. You get 1 point for each tournament win in the bracket. So it's like that's going to be huge for playoffs.
But this is a difference though with this team compared to other teams. This team is most likely looked at as a rebuilding team. They're trying to figure themselves out. They're trying to get the right pieces in. Yeah, they're trying to contend, but most likely they're trying to rebuild. So
Wait, who?
The Magic.
Oh, I was going to say not the Knicks.
No, the Knicks are trying to be contenders. The Magic more so, hey, we have all these picks. We're trying to make a run, but most likely we're rebuilding. That's to be fair. So we still have to add in the ticket. So whatever happens, they still will be able to participate in the ticket. It's all about the growth of what they need to do. But right now they need to figure out what's going on with the shooting wolves because you can't have both of your guards. They pretty much went 5 for 18 from 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's 9 for 26 from the field total.
Yeah, it's bad. It's not good enough.
The entire team went 7 for 25 from 3. And this is a game that you need to score your 3-pointers. Let's be fair. If you look at every other team in the league, you're going to have to hit your threes.
Yeah. No, I definitely think, there's both teams have to improve. Both teams have things to work on. I'm glad that the Magic are obviously staying with Cap. I don't think we expected anything different at this point, but still, hopefully by the end of this tournament, they kind of figure out what they're going to do moving forward. Joe, last thing for this Magic team, and this may be for Hami too, if the Magic don't do well at the end of this tournament, do you make the move then, to put Maddie at PG or maybe Snubby, or is you going to stick with this
You
for a while?
spent the 10th overall pick on this kid. You let him rock out. You give him a full season to get used to it. Because if you're in a rebuilding year anyway, you probably switch Snubby and Maddie, but you let Cap rock out. It's all about the reps.
Hami, do you give No Cap a full season at PG, or do you try to make moves?
I don't really see much potential in that team, regardless of what you do, bro. To be honest, that's just
you invest such high draft capital into somebody, you're going to give them a shot. Mm-hmm. You have to give them a legitimate shot. And maybe Snubby's struggling. It happens. He hasn't been the best of shooters his entire career, especially from 3-point range. That's a fact. You can go back and look at all the entire stats. If you have to swap Maddie out and have Snubby play lock, Snubby can play lock just to be able to help, just so you can be able to facilitate. Because obviously, if Snubby's struggling, you're going to put more pressure on Cap. So
hey, but Joe, why you say they didn't rebuild them when they've been underachieving, right? And
most average franchise of all time.
Yeah. So when does rebuilding end?
That's a good question. I'm just looking at it as a team. Hey,
trust the process. They're like the 76ers. Trust the process, man. All right, that's what.
Look, I'm just looking at it more so of a sense of, and apologize, my phone's dying. But you trade your star PG, you pretty much get rid of everybody. Reed, DT, they're in the Sixers. You don't have. Oh, my bad. I'm just venting and chatting and my shit.
Yeah.
We've been going at this for a while. But I'm where did I cut off? I apologize.
Go.
No,
I have no idea. But
you said you trade, but you got to trade that.
But
though,
you blew up your entire roster. You're trying something new. You bring in a brand new center. You bring in a brand new point guard. You have 3 vets around them. You have to give them a little bit of time to grow. Like, we can't. And again, people say we shit on Cap all the time. We don't. I fucking love Cap. Cap is a person. He's an amazing person. I think he has great potential. He has great IQ. He played well the first game. He sucked this game. Snubby sucked both games. No matter what team you are, any team, whoever your personalities are, if you're Bear, Kai, Malik, anybody, if you can't shoot, your team is not going to do well in this league. They have to find ways to figure it out. They have 2 coaches now. You have Potts, you have Jonah. They have 2 minds. They're going to figure it out. Hopefully they figure it out, because otherwise you're kind of SOL, because you invested a lot of draft capital. You traded your entire roster.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, hopefully they can figure it out, but I think we should kind of move on to kind of some of the matchups tomorrow and then kind of wrap things up. I do want to talk about a couple of the games that are going to be happening tomorrow. I'm going to do more key matchups instead of kind of going through all the games. I think the first matchup of the night that's kind of be very interesting is going to be this Wizards versus Sixers game. I mean, you have 2 teams who I think are potential playoff teams. Sixers team, who I feel, is pretty good, very balanced team on both sides, offense and defense. A Wizards team, I feel like that's still trying to figure out at the PG position, has a strong defense. Joe, Hami, anybody in this chat, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this game? Like, what do you guys think the outcome's going to be, and what are the things to look out for?
Damn. I gotta see more from the Wizards. Yeah, what's name? So,
are you concerned about Ty? Like, do you think it's like a huge red flag at this point with Ty?
No, I don't think it's Ty. It's just
he just has to he's getting more comfortable. It's gonna be good. Sorry, Hami, do you think?
Yeah, no, I just gotta see. I might gotta see this game, and then I can make a judgment on the Wizards. Like, I gotta see this game, and then even with the Sixers, though, like, I think. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. After these, I don't know, bro. With that one, I don't know.
What I do know is that this is something, especially seeing how the Sixers are playing. They're looking like one of the better teams in the East. This is going to be a great way to see how they stack up in the Eastern Conference. Also, I'm really excited to see how Ty goes up against underrated GOAT, Eli, to see how he stacks up, because it's going to be a great test for him, especially with that defense, with the Yussuf, DT, that whole entire combo, because they're going to need it. Also, on the other side, you have Dre, who's facing this Wizards defense, which is going to be great. So if we're looking at Dre as a potential, top point guard in this league, as people have been saying and, shooting his praises, this is a great test for him. Because if he goes out and shows out against the Wizards defense, which is the best defense in 2K League history, the 2-time champs, yes, we have to 100% give Dre his flowers. We have to 100% give the Sixers team their flowers. Yes, they're not the same Wizards team that they were last year or the year before that, but they're still a really good team. But so if the Sixers do what they need to do, we have to give them their flowers.
Yeah, I feel that. What are your guys' thoughts on, again, this is obviously early things, but like, if the Wizards aren't looking too good and they don't feel too well with Ty at PG, what are your guys' thoughts about Nudini going to PG?
No.
Yeah, nah. Like,
where did that come from? How did that fit in your head?
Talking about like
JT, you know where it came from. He was a great PG.
You haven't seen
about giving him a tournament. Can we have these conversations after the tournament?
I still don't think.
Hell no.
It's
not worth it then.
Yeah.
Ty got to figure it out. Same way y'all say no cap has to figure it out. Seldom has to figure it out. It's the same thing with Ty. They have one point guard on that roster, and it's him. B-Rich is not a point guard no more. He's a sharp. So Ty has to figure it out. And it's just a being comfortable thing. He knows how to play the game. He's not one of them dudes that didn't play the game a lot. In retail, he played it a lot. He just has to get comfortable in that big-ass role he's in, which it is. It's a big-ass role. I don't care who you are. You're going to have thoughts about replacing JPM. It's just natural. Like, it's natural pressure to hop on the back-to-back champs and have to replace that. That's natural pressure. It's just the way it goes.
You're 100% right about that, JT.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And, I give you no, and you're right, and I own up to that. But still, they're the two-time champs. Yes, Ty is somebody different here, but they figured it out because they struggled last year. They wound up making the switch and wound up still winning. Other situations, yeah, we hold a little bit more weight on certain things, but they are the two-time champs. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't think?
Yeah, I never. What do y'all mean? I said he has to figure it out. I didn't say make any changes.
Oh, yeah. No, my bad. I thought you were saying, like, as far as, like, making the changes.
No, I just said it's a high-pressure situation for him that he has to figure out. He has to get comfortable. He has to just play his game. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. We're on the same page.
Okay. Well, okay. That's fine. Well, I mean, it should be an interesting matchup tomorrow. It will be a true testament for Ty. Another game that's going to be kind of like I guess interesting game is Lakers Pistons. I guess this is going to be a true testament to what the Lakers are this season. A Pistons team that started off slow but came out. They finished hot. What are your guys' thoughts on this matchup, Lakers versus Pistons? I mean, I guess you got you got Radiant, who is a guy who's been a previous MVP candidate, versus Reg, who is a former Rookie of the Year. And then you got a bunch of other key pieces. What are your guys' thoughts on this matchup?
Personally, I think this is going to be a great matchup. I think this is going to be an amazing test for both teams. Just to be able to see, is this Lakers this Lakers team legit? Is this Lakers defense legit? Because now you're playing against one of the best point guards in the league in Radiant. And then even on the same side, we get to see if BagMotion is legit, or if, we're just singing his praises because he just had a great one.
BagMotion is legit.
We see what and look, I'm big of a BagMotion fan as anybody else, but again, it's only one game. We have to see how everything goes. We have to see he's going to face a former Rookie of the Year in Reg. It's a great team over there. Nacho's going to train him well. Duwan's going to train the Pistons well. It's going to be a great matchup between the two of them. I think this is going to show good implications. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely for sure. Anyone else?
We also get to see, like, hey,
I want to see
Tack is able to do what he needs to do. We give Tack in this Lakers defense more respect.
You like that Raptors Hornets game?
Yeah, because the Hornets coming off an L, they gotta. This can be crucial. Like y'all said,
cutting that off.
Many games.
Yeah,
many games. So this can be crucial.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's gonna be a crucial game, but I don't know. I mean, I think the Hornets are gritty. Can't count them out, but. I don't know, that Raptor, what I saw with that Raptors team in those last two games, I mean, it's just, I don't know, that Raptors team looks tough, man. I mean, they look pretty good, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Raptors walk away with that game, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. But other games, I mean, you have Warriors Bucks, and then you have Kings Pacers. Which game are you tuning into first?
Kings
Pacers. Kings. Yep.
Yeah.
The Pacers.
Yeah.
They 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yo,
Yeah,
Hami's a fool. Of course, these are both two teams that, yeah, and they need this win. They need to win out. And both teams have amazing. Look, this is the game of the week. This is
it is
the Friday Night Fire game of the week. It's the last game. There's no other game going on. And before, where it's like, okay, both teams are struggling. It kind of, all right, maybe it's not as good of a game. But now, with pretty much their tip-off lives on the line, one of these teams is going to go on and potentially make it on. And the other one is going to have a lot of assessing that they need to do because they're going to fall to 0-3.
Yeah, that is the thing. Is like both these teams, like we're talking about teams that I'm sure most people probably predicted both were making it through. One of them's going to be fighting for that spot to basically kind of like get through in a way. I mean, it's going to be interesting because you have Mama's situation. Obviously, him having struggles.
And you have 630 situation with his struggles. So it's going to be the battle of who's making the least amount of mistakes and actually hitting their shots. I'm actually, this is an exciting game. If you guys don't know, this is going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Last game of the night. Great game. Only game on at that time, too. There will not be any other game besides just that game. So it should be very good. Everyone should, definitely tune into that game tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Well, guys, I think that we should kind of get ready to wrap this up. I think it's been a good spaces, good convos. Appreciate everyone who's jumped up. Awesome kind of getting some of the players and coaches and GMs up here to kind of, let's talk about some things, cover some things around the league. Appreciate everybody. Again, me and Joe and obviously some of the other guys for the community, we try our best to try to do stuff like spaces like this. I don't know if it necessarily will be every night. And tonight, I thought we just felt it was a good night to kind of, touch on some things. And it's clearly, obviously, you guys were very interested in, and, you guys like this. Please give feedback if there's anything you guys want to see with improvements. And again, I appreciate everybody coming by.
Also, hold on. We just want to say, and again, people, we're not hating. We're stating opinions. We're saying things. We're creating the storylines and content that you want around this league. If people feel some type of way, that goes for any of us. DMs are open. Everybody is allowed to have an opinion. But if you want coverage, it comes good and bad. That goes for anything. You play well, you get coverage. You suck ass, you have to do it. No,
hey,
but
Joe,
I'm just saying, you just gotta let it. What's up?
Why don't we see teams like create rivalries? Like nobody talks like crazy to each other or nothing.
Well, I mean, some of it is let's be fair. You don't want to poke the bear too much because let's say it gets too vicious, it gets too malicious. You look like the bad person. Next thing you know, you're fighting for your life and your career because now you look like you are this villain instead of just being a competitor. But you can have rivalries with being respectful rivalries and fun rivalries. You can trash talk. Like I know people get on Selly, but his post that he's doing, that's just friendly trash talk. Bear does the same shit. There's so many people. Splash calls himself the damn best every day. People aren't like, oh my God, Splash is an asshole. No, you want to have stuff. We have to make this esport fun so other people will actually want to watch it. We have to have a little bit of banter. Yes, you have to know a line, but have fun with it. We're playing a game. Most of the people in this league get paid to play a video game for their career. Build your brand. Have fun.
That means, guys, be nice to a Champ 2K, okay? That means be nice to him.
Yeah, shut that shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like
it's dumbass shit. Maybe you get some more love.
It's G shit. Like I feel like that's the problem now. Like the homies saying it too. It's like without the stage, it's like no rivalries because everybody's scared to talk.
Nobody says nothing.
Like everybody's scared to talk because when you wrong, it's just like the world is over when it's not. Like Seldum, I'm like he's not that bad of a guy, but it's just like when he's wrong, it's like everybody runs with it. But that's also how pick and choose this community is because certain people can talk and they can get away with it. A Splash, a Bear. Now they're proven they're better, of course. But like other people, when they talk like that, they don't get the same slack. They don't get the same just freedom. So it's like it's pick and choose, and 2K has always kind of been like that, to be honest. But like Hami said, we just need more rivalries, bro. We need more people talking and making the game fun. Like it's not just going to hoop and this team's good, they're good, they're a good team. That's cool, to say that.
I'm talking about remember when Dayfat first came to the Wizards? That dialysis Wizards game was anticipated.
Bro, that game.
That's what I mean.
That game was crazy.
Yeah,
they was upstairs about man. But it was just but that's what I'm saying though. That's when it was good to me.
Yeah, because that's when it was on stage. You right.
That was just a bunch of respect and buddies and kissing ass, and it's corny.
But again, you can have respect, you can have friendships, you can do stuff, but at the same time, you can talk a little shit to your friends. You see it. People talk shit in their group chats. People are gonna talk shit, but there's a way to go about it and put it on the timeline, have a little fun with your friends without making it seem like you're coming off as malicious. And that's what I think our community and people have to learn. Because you saw what OG and Big West, you just saw this earlier. That's a rivalry. I don't care what anybody says. That's a rivalry.
I'm talking about we
they're
don't
good
have that
friends.
within the players, so it's not no.
That's what I'm saying.
Like it's different, bro. It's different. So like, I feel like I don't see nothing. Like nobody says nothing to nobody. Not even after a win. Like nobody says nothing. Nobody like clown a person for shooting a smother. You know, something like it ain't got to be. I don't know what you mean by malicious. Like I ain't talking about like, you know what I'm saying. I'm talking about basketball talk. Like nobody says nothing at all.
Because they scared of perception, which is a problem.
Get in trouble,
and that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Like it's never that deep.
Yeah, I think
that deep.
I think we just got to get better at taking criticism and trash talk overall. Though, like, I mean, I feel like there's things over social media. I think that are just taken too personal, and I think in person it's perceived a lot differently, and that's definitely like the issue. I think just this virtual world, it's a lot harder to kind of say things because people take it in the wrong context. And like I said, man, the other day, bro, like it's video games, bro. Let's have a good time. Let's enjoy it. Like, yeah, like I think having healthy opinions about one another. It's one thing when you get personal about it, but that's why we just got to keep it 2K, man, and just have a good time, man. Like that's all this is, man. That's why we do this. But I mean, guys, listen, man. It's 12:30. I mean, I think we've had a good convo. Any last words before we kind of get off here?
It's late as hell on the East Coast.
Yeah.
We've been going at this for a while.
You just
it's only 9:30 in LA.
We kind of said it. We'll do it. It's been a great week of games. We'll wrap it up tomorrow. Big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to all of the teams putting in a lot of work, hard work, effort. Seriously, thank you for providing a platform to create the entertainment that we can even have an opinion on.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys. Listen, if you guys like this content, please, give some feedback, give some thoughts. Again, this has been awesome. Another day of just kind of, recapping the league. We'll try, like I said, we'll try to do this whenever we can. I don't know if it'll be every night. Again, thank you for the support. Hope everyone has a good night. And we'll look forward to tomorrow. Peace.
Army out.